So just stay out there. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Here we go back at y'all again tonight. What happened with Sister Matoya?
I think she's coming back in. I think her phone rang.
Okay. All right, try to cut that. Shalom, people. We got a nice one with y'all tonight. We're coming with we're going to discuss this narcissist spirit. A lot of evil spirits is out here, and mainly we've been noticing this narcissist spirit. Just I didn't know what the name of it was, but I've been seeing the spirit on a lot of men. Maybe it could get on women also. I don't know. So we got two therapists here, professionals, that can give y'all the professional knowledge, on exactly what these spirits are. All right, they work in the field, and I got another therapist going to come on a little later. So further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. I got Sister Matoya, and guest today is Sister TJ the Advocate. She goes by. I'll let her introduce herself. She got a book out. She got 2 or 3 books out. She got a couple books on, I believe, narcissists and stuff like that. So you can look her up on Amazon, purchase her book. We'll try to put a link in the description later. And we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to let them go ahead, take over, and we'll get this thing started.
Well, let me say first, I do not want to take credit. I did not I was not that disciplined to go to school, but I am in the field. I came to work in behavioral health, so what you call a certified peer specialist. Now, I did go and get my degree and became a case manager, professional, and I work along the lines of addiction, mental health, population. Also relate that that population falls, under so many spectrums. So I'm glad to be here, and shalom, everyone.
All praise to the Most High. So happy to have you here. Having a little bit of, people always do this. You going in and out with the internet. I don't know if you got too far away from the internet, but everything was working fine. Now that we're live, sometimes they know how to do things that interfere sometimes. Hopefully, we rebuke that spirit, rebuke these guys in the name of the Most High. Let's keep this thing going. Sister Matoya.
Shalom, everyone. I'm just very grateful to be back again on this evening to discuss a very vital topic, narcissism. I've been in the human services social work field for 20 years, and so this is one of my babies. So dealing with mental health issues, behavioral health issues, family issues, and then having my own issues. So this is right up my alley. So I'm grateful to be here tonight. Thank you for the invite.
Oh man, this is wonderful. I'm ready to get started, man. I'm gonna kind of sit back on this because I don't, I just got discernment on it. I can read it, but let you guys go ahead, set it off, and take us somewhere.
Okay, well, let me start with coming from scripture, a biblical basis. We all know that narcissism is a behavioral or a social behavior issue that we are seeing rampant in the community. And so I did some research on this topic, and I found that it goes along with the reprobated mind, narcissism. And there's a lot of things a lot of characteristics or traits that narcissism carries that can be found in that reprobated mind. So that's one thing. And then coming from Romans 8 and 6, it says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be." Y'all hear that? Neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if so be that the Spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is none of his. So basically, looking at verse 7, it's saying that it's a carnal mind. So we know that narcissism is a carnal mind, okay? And they operate off of the flesh and can't even operate in the spirit, okay? Doesn't even have a desire to operate in the spirit. So I just wanted to start that out with a biblical basis of this topic, because we want to make sure that we're always keeping the Most High in mind when we're dealing with anything that has to do with his creation. And so the topic of narcissism is very important. So I'll just start out also with talking about some of the characteristics and traits of narcissism. And we know that it goes along the lines of a social psychopath, individuals that have behavioral health conditions where they are able to woo people over, and the such. So let me give you guys some characteristics, just a basis, and then I'll pass it back over to Sis, and then we'll go from there. I'm sorry, I thought I had this pulled up. Okay, so I'll give you 9 traits of a narcissist. Okay, 9 traits of a narcissist. One is that they lack empathy for others. They have an inflated sense of importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, perpetually troubled relationships, so they have trouble in relationships, grandiose sense of self-importance, so they always feel like they're important, being preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. So individuals who are always talking about these fantasies, or what they plan to do, what they're going to do, and reassuring us that they're going to be this powerful or successful or beautiful person. A belief that they are special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. Need for excessive admiration, sense of entitlement, interpersonally exploitative behavior, lack of empathy, envy of others or a belief that others are envious of them, demonstration of arrogant and haughty behaviors or attitudes. Now, a lot of this stuff is when it's on the extreme, like when it's on the extreme. So these are some of the traits, and then we're going to go ahead and get it more into the discussion so that we can go more into depth with this thing. So I'll pass the floor.
Man, wow. You're going to hurt a lot of people, man. Yo, man, that description of what you said, that, man, oh, man, oh, man. You don't name 20 people. We're going to keep this thing going, y'all. I'm going to have her read those descriptions again. We're going to read them probably 3-4 times. Man, wow. Wow.
Now it's funny you read those, because I had those pulled up, and that's exactly right. And I appreciate you bringing the spiritual realm to it. It's always great to have that spiritual realm anytime we're trying to process or get a higher perspective on anything. So where I'm going to come to you from, and because when the term now a trending topic, it's kind of a word that everybody is throwing out. So I'm going to give you a real life term, what I use with a lot of my peers. To me, this is an I statement. I feel like in this state of society that most people we live in a narcissistic society. I say that because I'm queen, for example. Queen, the word queen. The actual definition as a female ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by right of birth. Now, can go a step further. We think of a queen that they're entitled, they have not necessarily entitled, privileged person. or they're an elite person. We have just regular people, and I don't mean to be so plain, but I got to say it how I want to. You have thoughts and head wraps now that identify themselves as a queen. Is that not a narcissistic personality? Brother Yakai asked earlier in the beginning of the broadcast, do females display this narcissistic behavior? Absolutely, absolutely. We've dumbed down and perverted that meaning of what queen is the same way we've dumbed down and perverted the meaning of the word narcissist is. If you look around, you know, there's the little movie that Angry Birds 2. There's a part in the movie Angry Birds 2 where they have a little cartoon characters who's a baby mama, and the baby, and he showed up and she let him know that, you know, you got this baby all by myself. You see every day in society. Now, I'm not putting down, identifying what she just described as what is a narcissistic person when they haven't put in any work or haven't came to any practice. So what I'm seeing today in society is everyone is wanting accolades. Everyone has this belief that their belief is right without having a valid argument. So to me, that's a narcissistic environment overall. So I just wanted to present that perspective. Hello.
Yes, absolutely. Can you hear me?
I'll keep going. I'll keep going.
Can y'all hear me?
I can't hear you now. I can't hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see where the word queen can create that narcissistic personality or those traits. So I can definitely see that. So one thing though that I have noticed from working in the social work field is that that narcissistic trait can also be misinterpreted as well. When we're dealing with people, a lot of times they have some issues that they've dealt with even in their childhood that have caused them to exhibit these narcissistic characteristics. And a lot of times I think that we can even miss the mark with diagnosing people or giving them that title of being narcissistic. So one thing I do want to add is that we have to be very careful with that as well. So from here on out, you guys, if you hear or you notice some traits about someone that we're going to be discussing tonight, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are narcissistic. But you have to really study that thing, and you have to really understand that individual, or kind of be in their presence and deal with them, have some experiences with them in order to be able to pinpoint and say, yeah, this is narcissism. Because a lot of times we see one thing and we want to say, oh, that's a narcissist, or they have a psychological problem, or so we have to be careful. So I want to set a disclaimer that we are in no way telling you guys that if someone exhibits these qualities or these characteristics that they are a narcissist. So I wanted to add that as well.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you brought that point up. That's one of the reasons why I brought that point up, because if we're going to say that, if going on the description on what narcissism is, then that would mean in this day and age, that's why we hear the term so much. She's a narcissist, he's a narcissist. It's because we've seen quality in that person that we might not kind of relate with. And it kind of relates to what the definition is, but like the sis said, you have to be in the presence of a person and know the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, like whole health. You have to know that whole person in order to make that type of definitive diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going out? Okay.
Just a little, but it's okay.
They say you was going in and out for a minute, but you was fine right there.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit more about your book? Because I think that once we get some more information about your book, that will kind of give us some more things to kind of expand on as well.
Well, my first book, and like I wouldn't say it is not a bestseller, but one of the ones that sold the most is a children's book, combating the stigma and being different. It pretty much was birthed. It's my own experience. I had my own issues when I was 13 years old. I was raped. When I went into the military, I was 17 years old. I ended up having sexual trauma there. And it's not, I'm chuckling, believe that I'm here now able to talk about it. Those things were birthed out of that. And I can relate to I'm putting myself in this position because sis said some of those behaviors in the past were only because they have effective coping, enact, in essence, express myself in a healthy manner, what had happened to me. So my book just kind of details some of the behaviors, just like what the sis described, that we should look for. Now, again, you can't diagnose everybody just based off one thing. We all have a touch of something. Let me just say that. I truly believe that. Don't get mad at me, but I truly believe we all have a touch of something. But at the end of the day, once you start to look at the behaviors and really the trauma that happened at an early childhood or the early stages of development, then you can start to see some of the behaviors. Look at kids when they're playing. I was a single kid. I was a single child. I had to go around my mom and be around my other siblings. With my mom, there was a sense of entitlement because I was used to being the only child. So those are some of the things that I point out in the book that we need to look for as adults. So that way we can pinpoint possibly, not sure, but possibly some of those underlying narcissistic behaviors. Again, there's a wide spectrum on what can be. Some people take cockiness for being, overinflated when it's just self. I'm gonna always give myself, a hands up and a pat on the back because I know what my personal journey is. Does that mean that I'm overinflating myself and think I'm big-headed? Absolutely not. There's a fine balance. You yourself of not who's going to cheer for you, but then on the other hand, your lane is, and you have to know that, put yourself in other people's shoes and understand that you have to be empathetic. It shows that you're not a narcissist, but it shows that you don't necessarily have those characteristics. So it's just kind of a fine line. The book just kind of goes all into that. It dives into narcissism, all behavior health, addiction in kids, sex addiction, internet addiction, all of that in children, the things that we overlook and the things that we just tell them to go sit down and let the screens raise them. So that pretty much entails the book. You can get it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble too online.
Okay, and what's the name of the book again?
Combating Stigma and Being Different, Tawana Jackson, Barnes and Noble, and it's on Amazon.
Okay, great. Okay, so basically this trauma of narcissism starts in childhood. And it starts before mostly before children even begin to talk. Because it's created by excessive pampering, childhood abuse or neglect, unrealistic expectations from parents, and sexual promiscuity. So that's where narcissism stems from, mostly from childhood. And so I've had some experiences personally with a narcissist, and I didn't understand what was going on with that person. because, and when I say that, I'm talking about a dating. I had a dating relationship with a person who can be labeled as a narcissist. And he was very charismatic and very charming. And as the friendship progressed, it was that I was attracted to the charm. And I wasn't really listening to these traits or looking at these traits because I wasn't very skilled with having someone that has that personality to be very close to me. I've always only experienced them from on the other side of the desk or from the other side of the phone. And so I had never gotten really personal with someone who exhibited these characteristics. And so the more the relationship grew, the more I started seeing these issues, and I didn't understand what was going on, but I was trying to run. And I was able to break free at some point, but then I went back. Okay, I had lost my mom. And I lost my mom, and I didn't have anybody to talk to or to lean on or for comfort. So I went back into that situation, and it was kind of like a way that I set myself up to be really controlled by this narcissist personality. And so it was always this, I'm gonna be this perfect person. You just watch and see. For years, year after year after year, I kept falling for that trap and then being controlled and manipulated, to the point to where I was always like a very confident young woman. And then all of a sudden, I found myself walking around with my head hung low and not having any more confidence. I couldn't look at another man, or another man couldn't look at me, or it was going to be a problem. And then that escalated to the emotional abuse, the mental abuse. And then maybe like after a year or two, it transitioned to I realized that this person had a sex addiction, that he was, dealing with other women that I wasn't aware of. And then when the relationship would break off, because it changed into an off again, on again, off again, on again. And then when we be off, there'd always be another woman that would come into the picture. And so I found myself attached, like completely attached to this spirit, this person. And so I found myself always running another woman off, or feeling like this was my husband. So this narcissist behavior just really had me mentally trapped, to where all I knew was that person. I had given him my all. And so that then turned into the physical abuse, and so the lies, the constant lying, and just a whole list of things that continue to happen. And then I later found out that he had all this trauma even in his childhood. So it's important even that when we begin to develop a friendship with someone that could possibly become intimate, we need to start getting that background information, finding out what type of childhood did they have. What are some of the traumas that they endured? Because 9 times out of 10, most people have had some type of trauma, but it depends on the level of trauma that can kind of lead and guide you towards, is this somebody that I really want to deal with based on their behaviors? Have they been able to deal with their childhood dramas appropriately, and have they healed? Are they mentally mature and able to handle me and care for me diligently and appropriately? And so we need to make sure that we're building, that we have our guard up. It's important. A lot of men say that we as women, we have a guard up. Well, nowadays, I think we do need to have a guard up, especially if you're dating or you're single. You do need to be able to protect yourself, because I don't think I did that. I don't think I was doing that up until this point. I had to teach myself how to be more protective and how to really pay attention to who I'm dealing with, so that I won't be stuck in a 5-year rut to where I've been doing something that ultimately was out of the will of the Most High. Because we just read Romans 8 and 6. You know, this narcissist personality is someone that's operating carnally in the flesh. So we, as people of the Most High that have been called, we should not even be dealing with certain people and those that are walking carnally. So we have to be careful about. We have to protect ourselves and be careful about who we associate with and who we allow to attach to us. So I don't want to ramble, but I'm gonna pass it over. Thank you.
Keep coming. Y'all bringing it out, man. Y'all bringing it out. Yes. Y'all bringing it out. I mean, like you say,
can you
some
hear me?
women could be. I asked that question. Yes. I don't know why you going in and out, but I hear you once you come through. You know, to go on with a couple points that you guys said. Like my question was, could women be narcissists too? Like we seeing a lot of men, you know, mostly all men narcissists, just waking up nutty, just crazy. Like you said here, thinking there's something famous and everybody got to pay some type of homage to them. Arrogant attitudes. You see what I mean? And remember yesterday, I spoke about these playboys. You know, all the playboys who was able to get all the women in the world. I'm noticing that those are the men that's narcissists now. They're losing their minds. Man. And I know the soul ties. You know, you're dealing with different women, so your soul ties, and your mind is connected to this woman, that woman, this woman, that woman. So the last 3 men in my family that kind of like, I don't know if it was a whoremonger spirit. Definitely mental health. They were gone in their mind. Gone. They come to my house, strip butt naked. They run around the hood naked. You know, running to this girl. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to this girl. They was going to every girl they had sex with. And then when they go to the girl's house, the girl called my wife and, hey, man, Vernon just love it. You know, I don't mean to say no names, but it is what it is. He's still my brother. I talk with him to this day. And then their wife, they'll call my wife. Hey, your bro just left here. He's butt naked. He left here. He's talking about he's going to this girl house, to that girl. You know, they talk to themselves. It's like they think everybody, like you say, is entitled to their show. If some false, super arrogant, famous, which they had their way all their life as being a playboy, and now it's end of the world, and that playboy status only can hold you for so long, because once those soul ties and DNA get up in the mind, you see the sexual transmitted diseases. It got something to do with that narcissist too. I'm thinking maybe from what I'm seeing in the hood, that mental health and that soul ties. These playboys and look at the women. I got some nieces and some family members. Bunch of women. I see it all over the place. Even when I come down here down south to Atlanta, it's like a lot of these sisters I see. It's like, man, these like my real sisters, and they got the same spirits as my real sisters and nieces. So we all family and we're all flesh. And when we go through the same issues, we get the same issues. And a lot of these playboy women and playboy men, they got the most issues out here, mental health. And I know it's coming from that sex. I know it's coming from it. I know that. I know it for sure. But the playboys all in my family who couldn't stop that sexual playboy stuff, they was narcissists when we was young, controlling women, handcuff women in rooms. You can't go here. Lock them in the house. Handcuff them while we go out to play basketball. You see what I mean? So a narcissist does his woman different than the other men, how we do our woman. We let our woman be natural and be queen of the home. You see what I mean? Come back home and, oh, your wife, why you get your wife like this? You gotta let her be who she is. You see what I mean? And narcissist dudes, they kind of want some super controlling stuff. Super controlling stuff. Don't look this way, don't talk that way, don't breathe. They don't want a person to breathe, open their eyes, see. They want a person dumb and deaf or something. You know what I mean? I remember some of my older family members used to lock their wife, their girl in the house, in the room, handcuffed. Handcuffed, man. Who would want something like that? Ain't that slavery? So this narcissist stuff
Well,
is a dangerous spirit. It's dangerous. It's controlling. It's dangerous, and and you know, I'll let you go ahead, because I want to ramble.
I think that that was some really good points. I don't know. I hope I'm not going out again. Not putting these headphones, but I think again, it starts from childhood, but it'll be intimate with that pain that they had from the past because it's familiar. So they get stuck to in that place, and what happens is you because I was guilty of it. You haven't been there, done that. What you do is you attract things broken, unhealed, bad soul ties. That track because you guys you romanticize your traumas well. You know what you're doing is you're matching traumas. So what we do is when we connect with that type of person, not only are we taking on have our own traumas, that's second in, like bro, like what you said, the sexual aspect of it. You know, I can look back over my own life and say, my goodness, my goodness. Some of those people that I was with, you know, my child's father, my first child's father, you know, I still feel that connection. It's like I can't deal with that individual because there's such a strong tie that it'll pull me out of the place that the Most High wants me to be. So we have to be cognitive of the people that we, like Sis said, let into our, you know, our space in every realm, whether it's work. You know, I've left jobs before. You know, I've never been job scared. I know I have to pay bills, but I've set up my life and I continue to pray to the Most High that things can continue to operate and flow, that we can definitely have, you know, be fruitful and continue to live despite what's going on around. But you can't live in a state of fear. You know, you have to, it is. And I think that society has gotten so comfortable that when you is the narcissist, then you're being labeled, you're part of the narcissist. Let me just say this right here. It seems like this and age, the narcissists are the ones who have the most control and power, as the brother said. So if you call them out on their BS or that control or that narcissistic type of behavior, then it's kind of like you're the blue person in the room when everybody else is green, if you get what I'm saying. So we have to be cognizant of that. You got, like brother said, it goes back to me, the things are who you lay down with, change energies with, those soul ties, and then the trauma that, you know, that you're introduced with at the early stages of your development. I think those are huge factors. And again, we romanticize traumas. It's kind of like when, you know, when I was, you know, like I said, I had trauma at the age of this type BS that had abused me in a sense. So I guess we romanticize familiar to us until we truly heal. And that's why it's important that we have these conversations so people can see that, you know, there's no cookie cutter way. Some people go to therapy, some people do it cold turkey, whatever your way. It's not cold, it's not cookie cutter, but you have to recognize that there is a deeper issue, and you have to understand dependency is also a part of, you know, that codependency with the narcissist that gives them that control and that power.
Absolutely. Because they definitely are very powerful and very skilled with that manipulation and that control. Because I have had experiences to where my narcissist was able to even control other people's way of thinking about me without that person even interacting or having any type of interaction with me. Their mind was already conditioned to think a certain way about me. And so that's another thing that is important too, is that we not allow individuals to control our thinking and how we think about another person. So if somebody is coming to you and about someone else, then consider the source, number one, and consider the person who they're coming to you about. What is their relationship like? What has the experience been that person has had on both ends? You got to look at the whole picture, because these narcissists are out of control and they definitely can manipulate and control anyone. I've had situations to where I've had to call the police, and the police come on the scene and get the narcissist side of the story, and everybody is against me. And it's like, wait a minute now, I called you. So, they are very skilled and very, very manipulative, and they are very charismatic as well. Now, when we're talking about the females, I can't really give any definite characteristics or traits, but I do see some women that they have to have things done in a certain way, or they have to have a certain look. That makeup, the women who just really drive that makeup, when they take it off, they don't feel the same about themselves. They don't even look the same. Then they could be carrying those traits, those socially disadvantaged traits that can lead to narcissists, especially if it's some issues, some traumas that they've dealt with in their childhood. But I don't want to pinpoint and say makeup. I'm not saying wearing makeup or wearing weave or having to have weave is a characteristic or a trait of it. I'm just bringing out what I have seen, some experiences that I've had with females who were whose behavior was kind of off, that they had these traits where they had to really drive the outside appearance. So when it comes to the narcissist, also, it's hard for them to change, because this is something that that has been created in them from childhood. So they would really require some spiritual guidance, and them really going before the Most High and asking for that spiritual thing to be driven up out of them, because it's so embedded in them mentally, and they've been conditioned over and over again that their behaviors have gotten them what they wanted. Their behaviors have enabled them to be controlling or control others, to where it's basically irreversible. So when you're dealing with that trait, it's the social psychopaths and the sociopaths. Those are the ones who kind of have that narcissistic personality. So, but yeah, it is really difficult to get them to change. It really is. It really will require some spiritual healing and some spiritual guidance, and they will have to really recognize that they have a problem, because we have to understand too that they believe every lie that they tell. They feel that everything that they do, the way that they behave, is right. So imagine that. That definitely goes along with the reprobated mind. So imagine someone thinking that their ill-setted ways are correct, are validated. Everything that they do is validated because of the next person. It's not validated because of who they are. It's validated because of you. Okay, I'm able to validate being a narcissistic because I have control over you, and you should do things the way that I tell you to do them. Okay, you should honor me because I'm your significant other. Okay. And if you don't, then you're a bad person. And so we have to understand that as well. That behavior is pretty much irreversible, and it goes along with the reprobated mind.
They're bringing it out.
Yes, great point. Great point. Great point. I was going to say, as it relates to women, I could go a step further. You know, I see it in women. I'm just going to take this scenario, male family member in my family right now that's going on. Woman had two social media accounts, a married woman. You like there aren't any good men out here. You had a whole husband. You were traveling out with this family member, and you know, you have the audacity to think that you're this person and that you can control two people. I'll take it a step further. I can show you a gazillion, and Brother Yakai knows social media page. I spare none. I'm going to call a spade a spade. You know, I don't care who you are, where you from, what your background is. If it's not righteous, then it's not righteous. Point blank in discussion. But I can show you a million videos where women, us mothers, black melanated women, are having birthday parties for 3 and 4-year-old kids with WAP, excuse me, but I'm gonna be frank, with wet ass pussy playing in the background, and they doing in front of the children. Absolutely, women are narcissistic. Absolutely. You know, look at the women who, like sis said, I'll take that what she said about, you know, I can think of a person right now on one of my social media platforms who is not the most, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but there's just some things that are not flattering. You know, everything ain't for everybody, but just because, you know, you want to big up this person because they're part of the in crowd, then they have this inflated sense of self, and other people go along with it. Are they just as narcissistic as this person? You know, I mean, and I don't mean to call anybody out, but I'll use Lizzo, beautiful woman. But I don't want to see Lizzo disproportionate. I mean, I'm 50 years old. I feel like I'm still in relatively good physical shape, but I wouldn't get up there and show my behind. I don't think it's the most flattering thing. Would I say some of those? That's okay. When in actuality, to me, this is an honest statement. I just don't think that it is. So yes, most definitely women are narcissistic in so many different avenues. You know, sis said on one spectrum, they want the weave and the makeup, but then on another spectrum, you know, this is who's clearly, and just because you're size physically, your BMI is, or your body mass is greater, don't necessarily mean you're unhealthy, but that's not necessarily the most flattering things. So yes, women are narcissistic. Women do some of the same things. Women are controlling children, and she's off with another man. So if that ain't controlling, that's the same thing that some of us women have endured in relationships. Women have done it to men also.
That is true.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to know right there. Now check this. Just to add on what y'all was saying, because narcissist women, and I've been noticing that lately, because roles have been reversed now. Everything's been reversed. So now I be seeing these little women, these young women. I'm like, damn, you act like the way my older uncles and cousins used to act when we was young. When I was young, and I saw that old spirit. 30 years ago, I saw this spirit. I was 13, I saw this stuff. I'm like, what kind of controlling spirit is that? The women got it now, y'all. The women. The women. I'm talking about the women will beat you, hit you, controlling. I see it now from, I do a lot of counseling. And pretty much
no account. I don't mean to interject, but no accountability, zero accountability. All
Zero.
those behaviors, what you just said, zero accountability. And when you call them out, or when I call them out, I'm a narcissist because I think I'm better than them. No, they are righteous. That behavior ain't right in the community. How is it beneficial? If you can have a valid argument to show me how your behavior is going to make this community better or make my grandkids better, then I'll listen to your argument. Anyone.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's key right there. The no accountability. Now that's the test. That's the test you can use. If they are willing to be held accountable for their own actions and the things that they do, and if they don't apologize for the things that they have done, the evil deeds that they do, shalom. If they don't apologize for the evil deeds that they do, they don't see anything wrong with the way that their behaviors that are the total opposite of the average or the norm. That is key right there. That is what will let you know that, yeah, I'm likely dealing with a social psychopath. I'm likely dealing with a narcissist person. So that's key right there. Zero accountability. And also another thing is that our people really don't have a desire to even seek help for their behavior that is ill-fitting within the community. They don't have a desire to seek help for the behavior that is unethical, for the behavior that hurts others, and people have to understand that there are many of us that are in these positions that can render the help that are sent by the Most High. The Most High is not just going to have his people just laying dormant and just waiting on Yeshua's return. That's not how it works. He puts us in places to where we are able to help and provide the skills and the resources that are needed to help our people mentally. And so I was saying earlier that I always hear people talking about how someone else's education is worthless, or that it means nothing to the Most High. Well, don't you think that the Most High has put his people or given his people the ability to become educated enough to be doctors, attorneys, teachers and psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers? Don't y'all think of that? Because I know that my level of education is, I wasn't supposed to be educated, being a teen mom, getting pregnant and having my child at the age of 16. I wasn't supposed to go off to college and finish college in 4 or 5 years and drive a career and be able to get out there in the trenches and help the people in the community and get our children, the children that are in the community, and have them, place them where they need to be placed, and do that in-home counseling. Where do y'all think this stuff comes from? Those are people that have been sent by the Most High. So let's be careful when we start talking about or looking at someone ill because they are educated, because that is all the Most High is doing. I know it's certainly in my case, because I've been written off by so many people. I've talked to so many young teenage girls that are parents or have been pregnant, and right off the rip, when their parents found out they were pregnant, they were told, you ain't going to college, you need to get on welfare, government assistance, and you're going to stay right here in this house. That's the type of behavior that we are instilling in our own children at a young age. So what, the young lady ended up having a child at a young age. That does not mean that her life is gonna stop there. How you don't know that this could have been a thing that was sent by the Most High to bring her up into a position where she belongs. You know, so we have to be careful when we talking down on the Most High's people. We have to be very careful about how we putting our mouth on folk based off of their accomplishments. Well, what have you accomplished? You know, because we are a royal people. We are a royal people. You know, in the biblical days, we loved jewelry. We loved gold and, you know, precious metals. That was our thing. You know, it was given to us by the Most High. You know, we were very smart, very knowledgeable. We were reading in Deuteronomy, I believe, was it Deuteronomy, where it was said that we were very smart. The Most High poured his spirit out on us. And so that doesn't mean that we have to dumb down, you know, and not be allowed to be used and not allow the Most High's people to help us to heal in the areas that we need to heal in. All this stuff comes from our childhood. You know, we come from a lineage of broken families, broken lives. We just been broken down, beat down, trampled on, even by our own people. And so, yes, we need to be able to utilize the resources that are out there. Like Sister has a book, you know, and she has a book that can provide resources for individuals who have children who are dealing with emotional issues, behavioral issues. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are open to receiving the help that we need, because we are not a finished work. Just because we have these issues does not mean we're done. We just dust our, oh well, she just a big hot mess. No, we need to start looking for resources, and we need to be able to render the resources that are needed to help our people to grow and get out of this rut that we're in.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Wow. Man, this is a lot of food, man. People eat tonight, get full on this. Narcissist spirit is everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. We tackling
it. It's in television, it's in the rules, it's in the music, it's in the television. Where you send your children to school, you know, I'm going to give you this perspective right here. I posted this early, and I hope it doesn't deviate too much. But to me, it has to be a narcissistic type personality, entity, spirit, or something that's greater than to co-sign an adult grown man to be able to go into a bathroom with your minor daughter. That's a narcissistic type behavior. You can't tell me that that's where I don't want no grown, much as I trust Brother Yakai, I just don't want him in a group of his homeboys and his brother in the bathroom with my minor daughter, brother. So we okay with a bunch of Jeffrey Epsteins walking around. So to me, that's a narcissistic type entity that we're under. That's why I said earlier, is this a narcissistic type? Is everybody walking around narcissist? Because guess what? The majority have co-signed it, because guess everybody could get to you, then they will say, oh, that's homophobic, or that's not right to say, when none of us really, if we keep the buck, you don't want your daughter, your 3-year-old daughter, if you're inside of a restaurant bathroom and there's an adult man in that bathroom. That's a narcissistic type of law. That's a narcissistic type of mindset to even implement that law. That's a narcissistic type of people even follow that law. Me again, the narcissism is in the air. You know, you got like Sis said, you got to be covered. You got to have a spiritual realm. You got to stay prayed up. You got to keep yourself in the company of good people who who are going to lift you spiritually likewise with them. So I just wanted to give you that perspective. Also, I give a lot of real life perspectives because my clients will come from a real life type situations. So that's something that I saw, and to me, it just kind of related so perfectly to this topic tonight. That's narcissistic because you're making think that you're forcing me and more than I'm more than what I am, because so you can't there's no blurred line for that for me. There's no blurred line. That's a narcissist that we're under. So we can point the finger at individuals, but when you look at this thing as a collective, you've got to individually be aware, alert, and in tune and covered spiritually to understand deeper, go deeper than the surface. And I always encourage people to do.
Absolutely.
Man.
And we can even look at our president with what's happening right now. That has got to be a narcissist behavior or narcissist personality trait to be able to control and manipulate people to stampede and attempt a coup on the Capitol. Okay, and that has got to be a narcissist behavior, and then to not even have a desire to ask for forgiveness or to repent and tell the people that you're wrong for what you've done. Yeah, that's a narcissist type of behavior. And also our children, y'all, we have got to be careful because when they're so young, that's when their minds, they're like sponges. When the children are young and under our care, we have to be careful about how we disciplining them and how we're nurturing them, because we are the ones who will be held responsible for causing this narcissist behavior in our children, this psychopathic behavior in our children. And so it starts in the rearing. It starts in the home environment. Whatever they're being exposed to, it can start to create this idea about life and start to mold their behaviors. And so we have to be careful. One thing I always tell people when I was doing social work is that, put your kid in timeout according to how old they are. Okay, so if you got a 3-year-old that's acting up, you're going to put your 3-year-old in timeout for three minutes. Okay, if your child is 15, then you're going to take everything, make them take a break for 15 minutes. If it's something that's not as big that will require a longer punishment, but if you want to redirect their attention, you need to quarantine them or put them on a break according to their age. And another thing is we need to be careful not to take our children's spirit away from them. A lot of times the way that our children behave is because of their personality and who they are. So we don't want to break their spirit, because we're not trying to raise our children into being narcissists or to be exhibiting narcissistic behavior. So we have to be very careful. They're very tender. They're like a sponge. They're taking everything in, and every experience that they have is going to mold who they are and how they behave and how they look at life and how they interact with people. So we have to be careful with that. I've heard, or I know of someone who was being sexually active with family members at a young age. And so now all they think about is having intercourse. And so it's because that's what was molded in them in their childhood. So we have to be very careful, not saying not to discipline your children, but I think it's important that we understand why they behave the way that they do. And we need to drive our discipline according to that. Have conversations with them and letting them know, okay, this is why you're getting a whooping. And another thing that I've always told my clients is that you don't physically discipline your children, or you shouldn't physically discipline your children when you're upset. So you're not going to you shouldn't go grab a belt or an extension cord when you're in that rage, because guess what? That's what's going to be disciplining them. Your anger, your rage, so it's best to calm down and then get the whooping, and explain to them after that or during the whooping why you're doing it, and that you're doing it out of love. You're not doing it out of anger, because they don't need to see that. They need to see you disciplining them out of love, because again, we're creating responsible and socially driven or positive human beings. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're responsible for.
Man, wonderful. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Man, everybody got to be full.
I had to prop my leg up. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey, it's okay. We still can hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to piggyback off what you said. And I wanted to just bring this point up. A lot of times, even with narcissists, it's unintentional, because it's a byproduct of their own self-centeredness. So, while we might think a lot of times that, they're intentionally doing it to us. I had to learn that by way of some of my clients. They're intentionally doing it. No, some of it is just that's their natural personality. How you might meet a person who's naturally giddy or naturally smiles. That's their natural personality. And until that person identifies that behavior is abnormal, then and only then will there'll be some type of healing or some type of processing for them to be able to change that type of behavior. I can tell from my own experience. I'll tell you guys, I went into the military. DEP, my parents signed for me. I thought I was gung-ho. I was 17 years old. I became a squad leader, so you couldn't tell me nothing. I was a narcissist. I was 17. What other 17-year-old was in the Army getting a check and overgrown people? Yes, ego, narcissism, all of that. The grandiose, personality, all of those things, until life happened. And then when life happened, the reality of it, I had to heal, and it made me reflect on the own mishaps, my own traumas, my own accountability, the things that I try to put accountability on somebody else, when it's actually, even though they might have had a role in it, I always tell people to ask themselves, what role did you have in it? I don't care if me, brother Yakai, and sis get to riding right now down the highway, and somebody come and rob. I still have an accountability in it, because I could have stayed home because I just had surgery on my feet fried, and I know I'm supposed to be in the house. Ability that I have. Understand? That's not making anybody else accountable less or more. It's just looking inward, so that way I can redirect my focus and begin to, like I said.
Amen. Amen. I love this, man. This is wonderful, man. I didn't know this stuff. This is good, man. Yes. Person gotta recognize the behavior in themselves to change. So all of that screaming at a person and you're gonna make their defense mechanism pop up, their guard and all of that. It take a wise person to win souls. We gotta be wise. We gotta be humble. Even Yeshua said, forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. So we got to adapt. Like Sister said, we got to have the spirit in us. This person in the spirit can deal with somebody as a narcissist, because they're in the spirit. They can know what it is. And then they got the spirit to deal with it. You see what I mean? And get understanding, because if we don't allow the person to recognize that thing in them, you're not going to get it out. From what I just learned that quick. And that's probably a mistake on my half. That's a mistake I stumble with also. Just thinking you can just, come on, it'd be so simple sometimes you think everybody, like, you think they're trying to do it on purpose, but they're really not
Right.
doing it on purpose. People have been having sex with them since they was 4, 5, 6 years old, and nobody was there to stop and help them. So when they get older, yeah, they feel some type of narcissist, self-centered way, like nobody else in the earth but them. Nobody was there since they was 5, and they was getting raped by their own stepdad, by their own brothers, their own uncles, their own cousins. And then when they get to the hood, now the hood can see that spirit on them. Or there go a daughter who
Right.
been raped already from everybody in her family, because they can see the depression
Right.
or the narcissist spirit of the person thinking they all lapsed in some self-centered world, everybody watching them. See? And you'll find out, I said, why is lesbians ending up with the same girls that the boys in the hood already had? I said, the Most High, the Spirit bring all things to remembrance that ain't right. And I said, man, my cousins, they already ran through them girls. Them was narcissist type girls for for the men. And then I blinked my eyes, and years later, lesbian women got them same women. So a narcissist, like you say, it's male and female. It's a controlling spirit, and like you said, soul ties recognize soul ties. Now I listen. Wow, you're bringing stuff to me. I talk with my mom, and some of my cousin got 150 years. He raped his own niece. He raped all kind of people in our family. All right, he raped all kind of people in our family. And when I had this, I know that the Most High can take spirits away, because I had already told myself, when I see him, I'm gonna murder him. I told my cousins, my family who rode with me, when we see the touch so many people in our family, and he was supposed to be, we accepted him as blood. He wasn't, and he went to sexing everybody, raping doing rape. I'm talking about tying people up, and then he raped his own niece, 5, 6-year-old niece, and so I lost it. I'm like, when I see that dude, my heart and mind blackened. And I said, he's not gonna be breathing no more. And then by the time I hit the hood and I start hearing the word of the hood, and I start hearing armies was looking for this dude, how they was gonna chop him into pieces. That the same little, I blacked out and said I was gonna kill him. But when I heard word of the town of what they gonna do to him, oh man, I felt sorry for him now. I felt sorry for him. That same, I felt sorry, because I'm like, wow, I see why the Most High say we don't have to do revenge. We don't have to do revenge, man. You mess around and touch somebody that's anointed, true man, you reap what you sow. You know what I mean? Reap what you sow. So they, they went and got him. You know what I'm saying? They went and got him. But just to say that he was a person who was molested himself when he was young. Parents let him go. All these little rich parents, I got like 5, 6 family members in my family that all been boys that been molested by other men because the family thought they were rich people. It was all, I'm not, come on, the incest people in our family were black, so I'm not no colored person. But all three of my men, all three of my men who got raped as young, they got raped because the parents let them go with white families because they thought they was rich families. Or we're gonna go with that church, their rich family, and do a sleepover. All 3 of my cousins who went with rich white families got molested and raped. But I'm not no colored thing, because look at old uncle, man. He raped everybody in our family. So I'm not into that color thing. But those 3 guys who started raping and incesting the whole family, they got raped when they was young. And it just took me to that point you said, those soul ties, recognizing soul ties. Nobody was there when that boy was getting raped when he was 5, 6, and 7. His mom was sending him with people with church money and raping him. Now he get older and he doing everything they did to him. Everything they did to him. But he know how to, some of these people be playboy men. Playboy men. You know what I mean? Because they could step to any woman, anything. Yeah, sex, anything. So, they could do that manhood thing to you. What, you ain't a man? You don't want her? God dang, dude, you gonna do it to everything? And they brainwash you as a young man coming up. I got brain, even a young man coming up. Come on, man, I got a girl. You got a wife. How could you be this horny? Don't you know they can never get enough? It's just like that gluttonous demon. They eat all that food. It's like a hole in their belly. There's a hole in their belly. Some never can't eat enough. There's a hole there. You can't fill a bag with a hole in it. And that's what a gluttonous spirit is. A greedy, gluttonous spirit. And it's the same thing I'm seeing with that sexual stuff. You tapped into their sexual organs young, which don't supposed to happen, and now they can't stop. Like Sister said, they can't even stop thinking about it. Children, all they do is dream and imagination. And you're going to tap into a kid's imagination and really put sex in there? Wow, there's some witchcraft going on. What can some people do to get off of that witchcraft? Because a lot of our people, I'm finding out, my sister want to write a book. Everybody in our family been molested, even me, even men.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
By older women. You know what I'm saying? So I know you really have to fast and pray and really be real. I always say this: if you be real, you can heal. See what I mean?
Exactly.
If you be real, you can heal. I always say that, so because I had to be real. I had to put that stuff down. I had to clean my body out. I had to take a year away from women. No women in a year.
Yeah.
And cleanse my body out, cleanse all my sexual organs out, cleanse my mind out. I took a break from TV, radio, and just cleanse my body out. No women. I was in the Bible. And I wanted them stories. I let them stories enter my mind. So I washed myself clean is how I did it, with the word and self-discipline, real tough discipline. Also, I had prison that helped me. You know what I mean? So sometimes a lot of you guys running from your little time that y'all got to do, go do your time, man. You did that crime, be a man and go do your time. You did the crime, and nothing wrong with that. Now go do your time and be a new man when you come out. Nothing wrong with that. Most High don't judge you. Go do your time. A lot of the prophets got thrown in jail. Go do your time. Go do your time.
Okay,
it's not your time.
It's not just brothers. I'm a veteran, but I'm an 8-time ex-felon too. I got 8 felons dang on time, but all praises to the Most High. Got my own nonprofit contract with the state. That's a whole nother life. So that was going to be meant for the bad. That pain pushed purpose, and now it is what it is. So it ain't just no brothers who've been locked up. It's some of us sisters who've been there too. You come out like a phoenix. Maybe that's why I'm so rough around that demure way. I went into the military young. I went into rated. So there is no picture to how you can heal. Let me just say that. And there's no picture to what the finished product looks like. Just know that if you're real, you can heal. And for me, the way that I had to heal, I go and speak in front of prisoners. Brother Yakai, Facebook, friend, so he knows the type of work that I do. That keeps me real and authentic in my righteous truth with the Most High, because they're gonna see that falsehood before anybody else can. My Facebook friends gonna like a pitch when they know my hair turned to the side or one of the eyelashes wrong. They gonna tell me I look good, but them prisoners gonna call me to the side and say, "Hey sis, I know you trying to do this, that, and the other. You might want to try this because this right here might." They're gonna give it to me in real raw, whether I like it or not. I like it or not. Because I don't operate out of feelings anymore. I take my feelings out of it and I use logic in the Most High. That's it. You might not like the delivery. Pretty words ain't always kind, but kind words ain't always pretty either.
That is so true. And oftentimes, that sit down, that bench that the Most High put us on is for a reason. So if you do have to do prison time, you better go, like Brother Yakai said, because that could be your time to be molded into whatever it is the Most High wants to mold you into. So you can't fight back. Now that's witchcraft when you're being disobedient to what the Most High is calling you to do. Especially if you're being driven to reading the word and, fellowshipping and praying and you have a criminal history, or you have some things you have to face and deal with, go face that thing so that you can sit down and that the Most High can mold you into what it is that He wants you to be. And when you come out, you'll be as precious as gold. So we can't be hiding from that. We have to make sure that we're facing our demons and be true, like the sis said. Be true, because that's the only way that we can heal. As far as for me, I know that I have some things that I still need to heal from, even in my childhood. Some people that I need to forgive. And so it requires me to reach out and look for some resources. I like to follow Iyanla Vanzant. I know a lot of people don't like her, but she has given me some resources and some tools that I use every day that helps me in my healing process. And so that way, when it's time for me to start writing my book, it's because I've been completely healed from all the things that I have dealt with. Growing up in a Christian household, sanctified household, but I still, my father was a drunk, an alcoholic, a drug addict. And so there was a lot of domestic violence in the home that I had to see as a child. And so then I wonder why I end up in those type of relationships, because that's what I saw as a child. So borderline narcissistic is what it sounds like to me as we're talking. I'm like, I ain't narcissistic. I'm not a narcissist. So, we have to be true with that to ourselves. We don't have to, go and make all these huge confessions to others. It starts within, so that way we will know, okay, I have to heal from this. I believe in making a list of all the things in our childhood that were traumatizing to us. Just make a list. That time my mom slapped me up against the wall, I'm putting that on there. Yes, that hurt me. I'm still dealing with this today. Not saying my mom ever slapped me upside the wall, but she basically pretty much did. But we need to start the healing process on our own. We all have some ailments, some things within that we need to deal with. Every last one of us. Because if you can sit back and say, "Oh, I'm good. I have no issues," I don't believe that you're being true. I really honestly feel that we as adults, we all have some things that we can tackle to help us heal, to help us to grow into what it is that we're designed to be. So make a list of all the things that have hurt you in your childhood, even up to now, and how is it, when you look at those things, how does it affect you today? Is it affecting you today? Do you have trust issues? Are you financially irresponsible? Maybe that has something to do with some childhood trauma, some childhood hurt that you experienced. And so we can do our own work as well. We don't necessarily have to wait 6 weeks before we can see a therapist, or if we don't have the proper medical coverage, we won't be able to go see a therapist. We can do our own work. And that starts with, number one, being true to yourself, being true to who you really are, being true to all that hurt and that pain that's on the inside. Because I know I definitely still have some hurt and some pain, y'all, that I'm dealing with from my childhood, that hurt and that pain, and so just being able to recognize that is the number one thing, being true. And then recognizing it and calling it out, making a list. And you can put that list folded up, slide it under your mattress somewhere, or put it in your bathroom, in the drawer in the bathroom, because it's gonna hurt. I'm telling y'all, once you start making that list, those tears are gonna start to fall. And that's if you're really being true. And that's if you really want to do some work. And that's if you really want to heal. Because I know one thing about me, I don't want to take all the hurt and the damage and the trauma that I experienced. I don't want to take that to my grave. I want to be able to say that I had a clean slate before I left here, that I was able to deal with the issues that and the traumas that I have, so that I can be a responsible and socially inclined and a healthy person, a healthy on the inside. Because being healthy on the inside is not just about what you eat and what you don't eat. It's about mentally and emotionally as well. You know, because I had a situation that happened to me today at work. And I realized that was a test for me to see where I am spiritually. You know, have I, you know, do I still have them little remnants of my flesh in me? And so we're going to always be having these tests that, number one, are associated with, if you're a spiritually driven person, where you are spiritually with the Most High. Okay, where's your level of righteousness? And where do you have some traumas that you need to heal from? So I say be true to yourself and make yourself a list and start to deal with those things. You know, do that self-talk so that you can begin to heal and go from there.
Absolutely. I totally agree. To piggyback off what you were saying, I think it's really important that people acknowledge we all have our preferences, prejudices, and bias. We all have them. Some people prefer McDonald's if you still eat that type of food. Some prefer Burger King. Some prefer Popeyes. So one of the first steps that I always encourage people to do is to acknowledge what your biases are. For me, you know, when I first started doing this type of work, I was like, I can't work with nobody who done raped somebody, because I was sexually traumatized. So I was like, no, I can't do it. But once I began to heal my own internal, I had to deal with my own internal stimuli. I was triggered by certain smells or certain way a guy comes in or reaches at me. I was triggered by that. So until I heal and acknowledge the fact that I feel like I got a prejudice or a bias against pedophiles, people around me didn't like hearing that, you label me, but that was my truth based on my own life experience. And once I began to heal, and then I was able to do the work, take my feelings, my personal ego, my own traumas out the way, and be able to serve the individuals that I'm supposed to serve. So those are some of the things that I encourage people to do, is acknowledge what your own biases are, because we all have them. And then to understand that most people, we all to some degree walk around as a dressed up trash can. You know, I'm older, so I remember the trash cans being really pretty and silver back in tin can with a tin top. They were so shiny and pretty, but when you opened them up, it was full of garbage. In essence, that's how most of us walk around. We're pretty and dressed up on that trauma. It's that garbage that we, you know, walk around. Stinks. It becomes dumpster juice. It begins to seep after a while. Behavior changes. Thus, we start to act out. Thus, you might start getting high. Thus, the behavior changes. So a narcissist might be a narcissist at 8 years old, but those behaviors might not manifest until some of the life experience, they've had some life experience that alter that course of who they, you know, thought that they were going to be. So it's really important that we understand that we, and until we can identify our own, then we won't be able to connect with other people. And that's a hard thing. Like Sis said, it's a difficult thing to do, to look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, I don't care if everybody else like it. You know, I don't care if my grandmama like it. I don't care if my daddy like it. I don't care if they say they're going to heaven with Jesus because they like it. I don't like it. And you have to be willing to remember this. Just because everybody's doing it don't mean, and just because you're the only one doing it don't mean it's wrong. You have to be willing to stand, whether you're the only one doing it, you have to be willing to stand and be, and that right there of your true authenticity. And when you get in the presence of people who are genuine, they will call you out on your BS if you're not authentic. That's one reason why I like the setting of people that I work with, because they're gonna call you out. Hey, TJ, you ain't on it today. You slacking. You mustn't get some sleep. Call me out. I need you to judge me. Some people don't like to be judged. Judge me, because what you're doing is you're correcting me in love. You're letting me know that there might be a character flaw, and I have to self-check myself and say, is this of the Most High? If it's not up to one of you, got to do better. So I think that a lot of the healing really does start with your own self-reflection. And once you self-reflect, then you'll be able to say, hey, I can't do this alone. I need therapy. Or, hey, therapy might not be my route. I'm going to go and just talk to Brother Yakai, or whatever the avenue might be. Cookie cutter. It's not cookie cutter. Every trauma differently. I saw my dad when I first moved up here in Atlanta on the interstate. They were driving behind, all them wrecking the rearview mirror. I don't drive the highway no more unless I'm coming home south. So, trauma impacts people differently. And until we acknowledge that and recognize that, then maybe we can change the language and the narrative around labeling everyone this so-called narcissist.
Wonderful, wonderful, sister. Froze up a little bit at the end, but I got it. I got it, man. This is wonderful, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. Class. Yeah, I got to be around them kind of people too that gonna iron sharpen iron. You know what I mean? Sharpen me up. You know what I mean? Like Isaiah 58:1 say, scream, be loud. Let me know what's popping. You see what I mean? If I'm in by my
Yeah, that's how I am.
Hey,
yeah, that's me.
man.
Yeah.
I've been real recognize real. So, we gravitate toward these people all our life.
And you know what? It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. It's funny. Sis had said earlier, I forgot the exactly what she said, but it was something that she said, and it made me have this thought. Some people I've learned I can only accept certain clients. Let me say it like that. I don't have a soft-spoken voice. I talk like this in all realms. Talking to my child, my mama, my daddy. This is just my tone of voice. I understand that to adjust my tone and my cadence because I'm in the presence. When I do that, I'm not being myself. So what I had to learn how to do is I had to be authentically me and allow the people who can accept this energy and who need this type of energy to come around. Now I'm gonna tell you how I am. I don't need no soft-spoken demure. Because if they were soft-spoken and demure and telling me, oh, Miss Jackson, you're just nice from when you went into the military and you were traumatized sexually, that wasn't gonna help me. That I was still gonna get high and still gonna go have sex and go back to that thug nigga who I knew wanted to jump on. I was still gonna do that. She wasn't gonna get to me. Came in raw, the same thing. You around here playing like you really want to go back to jail. You can go get your VA 100. I don't care about you got them 8 fellas. You run around here like you still got it. You get old. Trying to still get. I needed somebody to call me out on my BS. No, but guess what? That real shot caller. That's why I'm here today. 12 years later, sober. Pardon, all the felonies gone off my record that I did it. So can't nobody tell me that. That's why I say it's not cookie cutter. I don't like for nobody to say she talk loud or I'm a passionate person. If you know my history, I got to talk loud because this is my way to express that trauma that I've been. Because if I don't express this way, I might have 9 felonies, and I don't want 9 felonies. The Most High got an assignment for me. So my number 9, you might not like this delivery, but get your sister over there that you can get your knowledge from. But over here, I've learned that I have to bring all door at all times. I ain't gonna leave none to one behind. good, bad, ugly, or indifference. That's how you can fully that's how you get your full access Most High, and you can begin to heal. Like she said, whole health, mind, body, and spirit. It's not just one dimensional. It's not one dimensional. And I think a lot of us have gotten to this mindset that it's just one dimensional. What if I feel good here? If my finance is good here? Your finance could be going good, baby, but you could be stressed out. Them children start doing everything. Children, everything will go. So you have we got away from time. You got to turn, Brother Yakai said, here. I had to get it out my, I still had some things that I worry about. So I had to certain things. Some of us get on media right now and read something and it'll make us feel a type of way. But instead of you will sit there. The most bad, I have to check myself sometimes. So it's understand, it's spiritual stamina, your mental stamina, and your physical stamina. All that. Then when you do that for yourself, you'll be able to identify those external that are not those narcissistic spirits, those controlling spirits, either man or female. You'll be able to identify them, and you'll be able to navigate better in this physical. I'm just a passionate person. I talk. I was taught to let the person in the, that's just how I talk. I'm never gonna yell, but I speak to certain. I think I froze. I learned that I can't speak to certain because they get timid. They think I'm hollering. They think I'm yelling. So what I've learned is there's
Sister going in and out a little bit. Sister Matoya, you got Isaiah 58:1 to go. I love that scripture. It just came right up with the last two comments that people say. Proverbs 12:1, and Isaiah 58. Watch this. Watch this. Some people see. Yes, I have to learn to love correction. Yeah, because the Bible say, 12th chapter. The Bible say, this is what the Bible says about correction. The Bible say, to learn, one must love discipline. He who hates correction is a fool. It's the Bible. To learn, one must love discipline. He who hates correction is a fool. So if I'm a man and I'm going backwards, doing it to another man, and here come a brother or sister to be like, hey, brother, don't you know that, men don't supposed to be doing it to men? See? And if I get corrected, see, if I hate that correction, according to the Bible, it say I'm a fool, which I am. Why would I hate what? Come on, right is right, wrong is wrong. That's what righteousness is. The Bible says nothing but the righteous. That's them old people that say right is right, wrong is wrong. They're going to tell it how it T.I. is. Hey, the Bible say you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. It ain't say candy coated. It didn't say hold it on the low. Watch when she reads Isaiah 58:1. Watch what the Most High says about the truth and about correction. See? A righteous person going to gravitate toward them people anyway. But watch what the Most High says.
Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Read that one more time for them.
Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
See? And we just, a lot of times when we keep it real with somebody, we just tell them straight up, pull them to the side. Yo, I got you. This, whatever it is, right is right, wrong is wrong. But we don't have to do it. We can be loud if we want to. We can be loud if we want to. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Remember when you was coming up, old grandma? She told her how a TI is? Was she quiet? Did she care if your daddy was there? Did grandma care if your mama was there? Did uncle and them who told her how a TI is, did they care? See? Most people living a lie now, but back in the day, they'd kill you for being a lie. And I remember 5, 6, 7, 8. That was the first thing we said coming from New York. But we come from New York. We slick with the mouth. We got down south with our Geechee cousins. You know, that's what we called them. They was different. They playing in the field with no shoes. We from New York. We got to have on Jordans and Timbs. And this was 35 years ago. Everybody, the whole world don't flip to that now. But back then, we was different when we came down south. They knew we was from New York. They knew it. And they was more country with their hands and with their feet. We will talk about a gun. I will shoot you. Man, them down south niggas had hands. Boy, they'll kill you with their hands. I mean, it's just a long story short. Telling it how TI is, that's supposed to be in our nature, man. The government is a narcissist government, like she said. All of this LGBTQ, that's telling us to be liars to ourselves. Transgender, cut your stuff off as the transgender. Feminist movement, you in control and the man ain't nothing. Come on, that's a lie. The man is the powerful one. Yeah, she perfectly union with us, but that's this role reverse. It's a narcissist government. Pedophilia, long as the kid consents in California. What? And then the people who going for that stuff is narcissists also. Narcissist government, narcissist laws, narcissist people just sitting there, entertaining it and then actually doing it. This is narcissist stuff everywhere. So how can it's traumatized? You got people traumatized from having sex with their own brothers and father-in-laws and people they supposed to trust. They've been getting raped since the child, and now you're gonna pass these laws as legal? See, we dealing.
And the sad part about it is, yeah, I'm sorry. The sad part is when you, just like what you said, brother, when you call it out, it's kind of like now they look at you like, this okay. For me, at the thought of a child being able to make adult decisions. I'm not saying at any point to mute a child, because they are indeed people too, with individual minds and individual voices. But at the same time, no shape, form, or fashion should a child be able to make adult decisions, whereas they can make adult decisions where they can consent to engage adult activities such as sex, such as saying they want to be a whole nother gender. But if I say that's not even logically right. I ain't gonna even go to the Bible. That's not even logically, it doesn't even logically make sense. But if I say it, the masses are gonna say I'm wrong. So I'm the narcissist because I think I'm better because I choose to speak truth or say, nah, brother, I don't think that, that's how men should do stuff. I don't think you should be twerking, showing your behind every time you walk out the door. So, again, it's just overall a narcissistic type of environment. And you just got to be aware and alert and stay prayed up. I've got to get ready to go because I've been overextended my leg. I got to keep it elevated. I appreciate all the feedback. I think I'm going to look and just get in the chat, brother and sis. I really enjoyed the feedback and all the commentary. You guys gave some great pointers in our truth.
Oh man, I appreciate you, sister. Wonderful job. Wonderful job. They try to chop us up a little bit. If you could hear clear and fine, I want you to, if you can, come back on the show anytime that you're available and get some more of that information, because this was wonderful, man. I need to do this class again. Our people need this. They stuck waking up with this narcissist spirit, and we got to attack it. The Bible says he made our mouths like fire, and they made the enemy like shaft from wood. So the truth that we hold, this spirit that we hold, and the words that we speak, it cuts yokes, it breaks us under. It does a lot. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't. We gotta. I gotta renew my mind and start understanding about the power of fasting and praying, and that's the life we've been living. So this, um, yes, sister. I mean, let's see here. We pretty much tackled a lot. Let me see what note I put down when y'all was saying. Okay, this one note I put down here. Uh, some people, she was talking about. Sometimes people have mental ill, narcissist, mental ill, Jezebel spirit. It's all kind of like seeming like the same type of thing, and the government is prescribing that people take pharmacia medication. You see what I mean? And a lot of these medication to deal with this depression, this narcissist, this trauma is suicidal pills, really, because these people start having suicidal thoughts. It's a high medication. It's controlled substance. What I'm trying to say, they putting these people on a controlled substance, and when last year or the year before, within 2 years, one of my brothers, he was a playboy all his life in the hood, getting any woman all his life, 5 at a time, and they all knew it. He was a playboy. Is what he was. We all could have been that if we wanted to. You see what I mean? And nobody wanted them soul ties for the men who didn't. But the ones who did, their soul ties is what's hurting our men and women out here. The stars, man. So, and this man here who got these spirits on him, he's an anointed man. They call him Jeremiah. They call him the weeping prophet. His dad is a pastor. We start speaking like this. He had catch the anointing. He remind me of you, Sister Matoya. You see what I mean? Because he's got power, man. He can bring fire down when he start praising. He's a prayer warrior. We start speaking like this. I look at him, it might be tears. Tears will start coming down. Tears, and he'll start shouting. Hallelujah. I'm going to pray for my brother right now. I need him, man. I need him, man. I need my brother. Now,
Hallelujah.
I'm praying for Face. You know what I mean? What he did, but he's so powerful with the spirit.
Mhm.
We need you, brother. You powerful, man. You powerful, bro. I'm gonna pray for my brother, man, because I talked with him a couple weeks ago, and he's more grounded and solid now. So I'm just gonna speak that he's gonna be there. He's gonna speak that he's gonna
gonna
be
get there. Mm-hmm.
he gonna get there because he called me and he's like, yo, I need your help, bro. I need that pure life. I need that pure life. And it's like I can hear somebody trapped in a prison. Like the real him was trying to reach out while he was still, all the demons was on him. So when these demons be on these people, the Most High he'll allow their true self to rise up and speak real quick. He'll allow their true self to come up and speak. You gotta listen. And they'll say it in the way that they want to say it. It'll still be that narcissist stuff. I don't know. I want to be. You guys got pure. You look pure. I want that. I had to listen and hear it. You got to listen. If you're in the spirit, don't be so scared of them screams. You shouldn't be. He don't give us the spirit of fear. So you should have power, love, and a sound mind. So you should have power to handle that thing. You should have love, and you should have sound mind to hear him through the demons. That's if you're in the spiritual realm and you really got that ruach on you. Take off that flesh. Just kind of start eating spiritual meat so you can be able to handle this stuff. Even the 12 disciples couldn't handle them demons at first. See? And they said, how do we get that power? This power comes only through fasting and praying. We're not going to be able to get away from that verse. We're not going to be able to get away from that verse. Get on your juices, on your fruits, man. You be eating fruits. Everybody, the way we've been eating, if you're in your 30s, and nowadays, if you're in your 20s, we probably just need to eat fruits and vegetables for the rest of this year alone. Nothing else.
The kids even.
Kids too, because now that we're breaking these addictions, we finding out that sugar. Oh my goodness, y'all! Sugar. Some of you people on heroin and crack and cigarettes is more healthier than the new generation on sugar. Sugar is worse than heroin, crack, cocaine, all that stuff. A lot of you people judging them crackheads and heroin and meth heads, their body is more in shape than yours and candy.
Wow.
Candy destroys the body. It's a super drug. It's a super drug because it playing with the Most High God. Remember the Bible say, I saw Satan transformed into a marvelous light? That's sugar. That's what sugar is. Sugar is Satan transformed into a marvelous light. Why do I say that? Because pineapples and watermelon got natural sugar in it. Mangoes, anything sweet that we love. So the Most High is beautiful. He put natural stuff in cane, and these sweet potatoes is naturally sweet and good nutrients. So what does Satan do? He want to be that man. So what Satan does is he extracts all the juice out the watermelon, out of these fruit, out of this sugar. He's take the pure nutrient sugar out. Then he dries it. So anything dry, we're liquid beings. So anything dry in our body is taking us from our form. You can eat sugar, but it got to be in a liquid form, straight from the plant, from mother. What he's doing is a bowel movement. He'll take the sugar, our body. See, what he's doing, the government doing with food is what our body already does. If I eat a watermelon, my body going to suck all the nutrients and sugar and proteins out of that watermelon and then push out trash. So the government think he can do that for us. He'll take the wheat, strip all the nutrients from the wheat, and then bleach it. And now, same thing with the sugar. He strip all the nutrients, then bleach it. He got you on white sugar, white flour, white salt. Anything white is Satan. I you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about people. I'm just talking about white bread. That's bleach. That's bleaching the inside of your body. Killing it. Sugar, that stuff is bleach. And then it's processed, and then it's all the nutrients is already gone. It's a bowel movement. Processed food is a bowel movement. It's dookie. It's candy-coated dookie. Y'all get it? They take the watermelon, take all the nutrients, but that leftover stuff, do you guys juice? Oh, you got a juicer? Run some fruits through a juicer and watch what the juicer do. It's going to take all the nutrients out of that stuff and leave you with a dry apple. Bunch of dry flakes, fibers. What the government do with the fibers? Bleach it. That's what they're doing to us. That's what they're doing to us. So you got to get off that stuff, man. You got to get off that stuff. I boxed a young guy. I always box these guys. I'm a personal trainer. My hands is pro. I pro box. Natural hands. Natural. And the young dude, that did him dirty. You know, it don't matter about your age, especially when the Bible say Judah. It don't matter about our age. I'm talking about Judah. But it could go for everybody else. But Judah and the daughters of Zion, it don't matter about our age because the Bible say Judah is a lion out the womb. And the Bible say even at an old age, who gonna go rouse him up? Who gonna test him? That go old lion. He's still a lion, huh? That's Bible. So the tribe of Judah y'all can't hide. The Bible city set up on hill can't be hid. So that's why they're programmed. That's why all that sugar is in the hood. That's why there's no supermarket and grocery stores in the cities. They put an Iraqi, Arab, whatever they come from. I love them. But they put them on every single city block corner, and there's no produce. You go to the suburbs, they're the opposite. They got farmers market on every block and different little stores. They almost don't want Walmart out there in the country. And people come out there with guns. They're different. City, we can't do that stuff. Out there in the country, they don't allow certain people that put stores up in their neighborhood. It'd be little family-owned businesses. And the government closed all ours down. We had some of the mom and pop stores. We had little yardie stores, little dread stores. Government came in and shut that stuff down for 5-6 months, and people owe like $50,000. I talked to a guy who had a small business. He's like, "Come on, man, how could I keep my business?" They shut us down 5 months. I had to pay the government $50,000. I didn't have that. Was my whole savings. So they did a trick. This is a pandemic to close all of that stuff and get us on Walmart. Walmart backwards is Mart Law. What do y'all think Mart Law means? Martial law. They put it right in our face. So when all that 6 feet, Stand behind in line. Look at China and martial law communism. Everybody got to be 6 feet away from each other at all times. So they martial law. Everything was closing, and we had to go to Marty Law to buy food. And all of that food was poison. Anything in Walmart, the Most High already showed me in the vision. I couldn't sleep for 5 days, and he made me write a book. And then I read that book. I'm like, wow, whose mind was this? Wasn't mine. He said, don't eat nothing at Walmart. I'm going to keep telling this testimony. Not going to be no blood on my hands. Nothing. They're all poison. And I didn't believe him. I stopped eating everything from there. I had my own garden, but I still went there to get water. You know, I guess I like to minister to people too, because Walmart, boy, woo.
There's some spirits up in there.
I just go in there with my shirt. I am that I am. And they'll come right up to me, and you just be ministering to people, and it's just like a pastime or something. They get some water. I make up an excuse, go get water, and talk with people for hours. You're in the truth, you're in the spirit. Anywhere the Most High send you, it's gonna be a spiritual situation. You're not there to buy water. You're in the spirit. Somebody gonna need to see your light. Somebody gonna need a message. Somebody gonna need encouragement, or somebody just sometimes. Oh my goodness! Most of the times, me and my wife would tell you. See, when you're with your wife, you got more power. You can have power by yourself too, but the Bible say 1 is 1,000, 2, 10,000. So I get with my wife, we have 10,000 worth of angel power. It's not just 1,000, 10,000. So sometimes we'll just be standing there. She got her dress on, head covered. If I might have my suit on, fringes, but then I represent everything, hair, everything, and got the spirit. I got the spiritual garment. But I have put everything else on too to match it. But it's the spiritual garment. And we'll just stand sometimes, just stand. Go to churches and just stand. And people, that spirit gonna draw all people, man. I'm telling you, man. We went into the Walmart one time, and an older guy had like 6 of his little, it had to be his grandkids. It had to be his grandkids, but they was torturing him, man. They was all dressed the way, loving hip hop, teaches little girls to dress. They was dressed that way, man. And when me and my wife walked by, I heard him start catching the attitude. That's the way I'm talking about. That's the way y'all supposed to dress. Man, that's how you. So I can tell that he already had a long, hard time dealing with Jezebel. He already repeated himself. And when he saw that, all his daughters, that's what I'm talking about. He already was saying he was an OG. Y'all know when y'all came down south back in the day, grandma had that head covered and she had a dress on, doing stuff with wool and cotton. Y'all know where y'all come from. Look at the Aunt Jemima bottle. Big Mama stayed with a dress and a headband, and she might have a straw hat on. That's where we come from. That's where we come from, Big Mama, Aunt Jemima. So this new stuff is put on a pair of panties and let's go to. But you can hear it. You can hear it. Me and my wife, we in Walmart, and I hear the feet. You hear the feet. Like the Bible say, mincing while they walk. The Bible talk about the little dots. The Bible, you read the book of Isaiah, the Bible say, woe unto you daughters who put little thousands of ankle bracelets on your feet, so tingle, so we can hear the tingling as you stomp your feet and twist and mincing. The Bible say, mincing while they walk. See? So Jezebel is nothing new. He struck them back in the Bible days. And you see him, you hear him. I mean, we're in Wegmans, in Walmart, and you'll hear the feet. Clack, 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 clack. And I like, here go that clack, 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 clack. I tell my wife, like, watch what are we going to see in the next hour? We got games we play. We got games. And we get on there, and she try to tell me it's going to be a Spanish girl in some panties. I'll be like, that's going to be a black sister in some leggings cut off. And we be guessing, and we get around the other thing, and sometimes she'll be right, and I'll be right. Every single time, it's some old thing that got panties all stuck up in their coochie, and feet this way, feet that way, mincing while they walk, talking with their feet, bing, 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 bing. And what did that bing, 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 bing mean? Oh, you look and say, he wants somebody to see panties going up inside their body. Okay, so with a year of that, just fun games we play.
And now I had to stop playing it now. We both done. We ain't played it since because I don't know, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks or a month maybe. We had to stop because we heard it, right? We heard she named who she thought it was. I'm naming who I thought it was. When we get on another aisle, it was a man, y'all. It was a man. A homosexual man acting just like wherever he learned from the women. The Bible said their daughters of Zion mincing while they walk. He had his flip-flops on. He had his pajamas on. See? Ooh, man, you men in pajamas. Oh, my goodness, this world done took a twist. He doing the toe tap. Tinky, 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 tinky. We look around the corner, we both was wrong. Both was wrong. Wasn't no black sister, wasn't no Latino sister. This was a man, a transgender man. I said, we done with that game. Let's find a new one. I'm done with that. Men done took over, y'all. It's role reversal. They done took over. And this how I know they done took over. We thought that was a woman, that was a man. And that's my last testimony. I had to run when I was in New York last year. I'm in New York. I just visited the family. And I'm in, go check the hood, go check your peoples and check the little store people that know you for, go see all my peoples. And I'm leaving the store, leaving the Arab store, and here come a mob of little young girls come in there. And they come in there with cups. You know what's in my styrofoam cup? That hurt and stuff. Like Lil Wayne said, they come in with their little cups. And one act like they halfway fell into my lap. Like, act like they drunk. I was like, I've been through this when I was young. Girls take one sip of liquor and act like they drunk as hell and want to go have sex and all of that. I've been through that. So, but I was young right with the young girl. We was 16, 17, 18, that type of stuff. I'm in this store. These girls walking down the hood with cups. And they coming in the Arab store all tipsy. These is babies, man. Babies. They had some, 13, something about Hebrew Israelites. We all grown when we hit 13. Once I was 12, 13. Once I hit 13 and the teenage club was 13 to 19 and I had a little power, some of us be blessed. Some women be more mature at 13. Some men, we be more mature at 13. I had like all of this young, never had the ID for stuff. And when I get in there, these young girls, it was, I want to say 11, 12, 13, and 14, maybe at the most. And all that drinking, all that stuff. Arabs start coming downstairs, coming into the store, and I'm like, oh my goodness, is the mamas sending these girls out to go get free chips? Go wear your panties out to the store. Go to the store. They send it. Come on, they're leaving your home dressed that way, drinking Henny. What do you think they're about to do in the hood? Every man gonna do it to them. Or they go to the store. Every Arab gonna do it to them and give them free stuff. And so they falling all over the chips, falling all over me and drinking this stuff. So I'm like, oh man, I had to get out of there. I had to get out of that store. And before I got out, when I get to the front cash register, here go two girls, two old. Now these women was grown women. Maybe one could have been 40, the other one could have been 29, 30. And they both got on little legging shorts type stuff. Got they little, it's all up in there. So I'm turning my head because in the spirit, man, once you get in the spiritual realm, you don't want to see that. Stank, man. Stank. You don't want to smell that stuff and see that stuff. I'm turning my head. I'm waiting for them to get done. I'm turning my head this way. And that thing doing everything. The oochie coochie. And then it scared the living daylights out of me because it's had their thing pop back looking for attention. The thing know how to turn their neck all the way around backwards while their body's still facing forward to see who's looking. I said, oh my gosh. I almost had to run out the store.
Too far gone.
That scared the living daylights out of me. And then, so I left what I was going to buy because it took too long at the cash register. Here come two other girls in the store. Ooh, that look good. What kind of snack you is? Two other girls came and was all inside it. So I'm like, what in the world? Role reversal. It's just role reversal, man. Oh, man, I'm done. I'm done. Once I start doing testimonies, it must be over.
Yeah. One last thing too, though. You know what they're doing now? So the transgenders are getting married to one another and they're having children together. So the female who is now transgender male, and then the male who is transgender female, the male gets pregnant and they have a child together. So they're doing that now too. So I just wanted to bring that one up. How the transgenders are, having children together. But yeah, this was very enlightening, and I know especially for me, because I learned some things, and so I'm excited about the information that was given, and I hope that everybody was edified as well in the same way. So thank you for inviting me on this topic tonight.
Shalom, shalom. Wonderful, man. Y'all brought it out. We're gonna keep it going. We'll be back again tomorrow doing what we do. And let me see. My brother Heath said, "Bring me on." He want to chop it up for a minute. We about to get out of here, brother Heath. We just came on real quick. Just wanted to tackle this narcissist spirit, and we out of here. I could bring brother Heath on for a quick second. Let him say what he say. And that's it for me. That was good. That was wonderful, man. A lot of food. I got to go back and take some more notes. This is wonderful. People needed to hear this stuff. The narcissist spirit is rising, but we got power to bind it, y'all. Power to bind it. All right. So we're gonna bind it. This is round 1 of the bind, and we're gonna be back at it. They think that we're gonna be back at it. Maybe the Most High time, whatever you want us to do. Sister, I also had another therapist brother. He'd been trying to come on this live. He just inboxed me. He'd been trying for like an hour to come on. It just wasn't letting him on. So they do certain things, and it is what it is. This still was wonderful. So we still got another doctor who does therapy of narcissists and mental health as a profession. So we'll bring him on another time. Bring sister back on and bring you back on, and maybe y'all three can just go ahead and handle the class yourself, and I can sit back and watch, because it's a lot of information.
Yeah, it is. And when you talked about how the government, they are being narcissist as well with implementing certain laws, I just thought about imagine having to pull children from their moms, from their natural mother, natural parent, and take them and deliver them to a homosexual male couple. That right there, I've experienced that in the past, where I've had to remove children and take them and give them to a homosexual male couple. And one instance, I sat in my car and I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, let me make some phone calls. Are y'all sure that y'all gonna give these little boys, to a homosexual male couple? And I have to be careful, because, the way the government is set up, it would appear as if you're being insensitive, or, you're being judgmental towards, certain people or couples who have certain beliefs and religions, because, everything is based off of, these laws that nobody can be discriminated against based on their sexual preferences, their religion, and all of that. So it's like you have to be very careful. We have to be very careful when we're in the field with how we, deal with situations that go against, the word and what we know to be true. And so I had just thought about that those couple of instances that I had, those experiences where I've had to literally remove children, little boys, and give them to a male homosexual couple, and it just really troubled me that I was put in that particular situation, but it had to be done. So it's just, the government is just really Out of control.
And that's so sad, man. That's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's so sad. Because when you said that, it took me to what Dwayne Wade and Gabriel Union are doing. With this government and that LGBTQ that they passed, it's legal, and these people really have to sell their soul. If they don't have the spirit of God in them to know better, Satan can make you actually sell your soul. All our life when we was young, we used to be so real. Them sisters, remember them sisters used to cry and you whoop them? So what? They still gonna tell the truth. And they still gonna tell the truth. And they gonna tell the truth. And they gonna tell the truth with tears. So I know what a real person is. I know real men who, I don't care. You could kill me right now. I don't care. I'm telling the truth. So I know what the spirit of truth will do to a real man or a woman. You're not gonna be scared to death. Kill me. The truth won't let you lie. It won't let you lie if you're a righteous person. And what that government did with all them laws that they passed, that's sad, man. All these children getting raped, and now you make that legal. Come on, man. All this homosexuality, diseases, and AIDS going around, and you gonna make that stuff legal? Sad. That. Come on, man. Bestiality, doing it to animals. You making that stuff legal? Like Sister said earlier. Come on. We all at a restaurant, and a group of me and my friends. If we want to go in the woman's bathroom, all we got to do is identify as a woman today, and go put on a wig and a dress. We still got that issue up under the dress. We still got that man issue up under the dress. So we'll wear a dress and wear a wig just to go in the bathroom and look at women. What kind of government is we? Come on, man. The satanic government. They say that old serpent that deceives the whole world. You see what I mean? He deceived the whole world. Because look at the whole world. Obama. Just because he know how to walk like a black man, that don't mean he's Israel. The Bible say everybody of Israel is not Israel. He's not Israel. There's no such thing. Israel means Israel. No man doing it to a man is real. So, come on. Y'all fell for that. We all up under that. We fell for that stupid stuff. So we got to get out of that. And I thought this was a great class. Narcissist spirit. We tackled it in all different types of forms. It's you got to get out of that, y'all. You got to get out of that. And I was gonna say with prison, when I said this to my brother-in-law before, he got the Jezebel narcissist mental health issue. It's all the same thing. And when I was talking with him, I was like, didn't you just get out of jail doing a year? I said, how is you still insane in the membrane? And he like, that's what you don't know. I was able to get the federal and different pills in jail. So the mental health narcissist screamed at me and told me the answer. So you gotta listen. You gotta listen. When a narcissist person who got them demons on you, they're gonna come around the person that can heal them. And you gotta listen, man. I listen to that dude. He screamed at me. He telling you the truth. They can't lie. He's still a real person. He's abominable. The demons got him. Narcissists got these people. A lot of times, like they say, they be thinking they true, thinking they doing right. The Bible says, a way that seemeth right unto a man, but in the end is the ways of death. If they ask any man in the hood of the last 5 of my family members who died, when they asked anybody in the hood, was they doing right? Everybody in the hood said they was doing right. That's right to be a man and want women, but not abominable women. If they filled with diseases, you're going to get the diseases. So, it's kind of like they keeping us. Somebody told me last night, that's the root chakra. That's the first chakra we get used to. That's our tail. Some people still stuck on level 1. Their tail, their butt, their booty, their coochie, their penis. That's the first chakra, the sexual gland. That's where you come from. But you got other ones that you got to come up the ladder and get to the crown chakra. Get to the pineal gland, to the seat of the soul, to the spirit. You got the heart chakra. You got to come up. But some people just operating on a lower self, the beast. See, the beast, that first chakra is sexual organ. So when you're 5 years old, what's the first thing you learn when the boy learn? What, he 2 years old, 3? Or that little girl learn? Put your pamper on, boy. Oh, all girls go crazy when they see that? Huh? Oh, see? Put your pamper back on, girl. and she look around and see all them eyes. See, so we kids learn stuff early. That kid was 2 years old, but he just learned about that's his sexual organ. And anytime he take his pamper off, the whole world coming for attention. So they say he just showing his tail. See, and some people grown still showing their tail. He's still a child. That's the first thing a child learns is their sexual organs, because we teach them that. We teach them that by the attention. Put that pamper on. Ah! And you keep taking it off, and everybody think it's cute and laughing while he taking it off. If you don't whoop him and tell him that's wrong, he gonna laugh and think it's a game. Cause look at the younger generation; they laugh and, oh, that's so cute. He taking his stuff off. Now he older and he's still doing it. Older and still doing it. So a lot of this stuff, the Bible says, he who spirit of rod hate the child. You see what I mean? That's what the Bible says. Right? The Bible says that. It says it two ways. He who spares the rod is the same who spoils the son. And then another verse in Proverbs says, he who spares the rod is the same who hated their son. So you hate your child if you sparing a rod of correction. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You got to steer them in the right way, that when they get older, they won't fall from it. So you don't have to teach nobody once they get 12. You only teach somebody to 12. All they're trying to teach people after they 12, no. You teach them till they 12. 13, they, whatever you instilled in them is going to be there. The Most High that covers a child to the 12. Once they're 12, according to the heavens, their conscience know what they're doing. So we got to build them up to have the right conscience to do right. Because after 12, we still can guide them and support them and be the mom and dad, but not no more. It's the Most High got their conscience, and he got them. So, that's what we got to, get back into it, man. Keep it real, we can heal. It's always going to come to that, man. Keep it real, we can heal. It's not real. It's not real to let your child do anything it want to do. And then wait till we get 12 and then, now I'm going to start disciplining my son now. What? He grown now. You got the first 12 years of discipline. After that, that's it. So, yeah, I mean, what else did I have besides that? Yeah, that medication is more evil. That's pharmakia.
And they're giving that to the kids too.
And that's sad. That's sad. And that's why sister told me the other day, her son came to her and was like, I want to kill myself. And she looked at the pills that he was taking for the ADHD and all these attention disorders. He looked at the pills they taking for ADHD. She said it was stronger. It was a controlled substance they giving the children, like you saying.
Yeah.
And that's where the kids getting suicidal thoughts. I kill myself. What do a kid need controlled substance chemical pills for?
Yeah.
It's the same.
It makes them feel worse than they already do before they started taking the medications. Yeah.
So we got to. So we said it all, y'all. We got to get off that medication. You got to get off that medication because my brother who was on the mental health issue. That's what's going on with a lot of our brothers, even the ones in the truth. They in the truth and they walking narcissists in the truth. They got mental health in the truth. We all had mental health issues coming from this mental narcissistic world. So we all had those issues. We was real. That's how we got past ours. We was real. We cut out all of the poison. You got to clean your life up in the inside. The kingdom is within. So if your kingdom within is dirty, then it's going to be reflected on your life and your walk dirty. And like sister said, it's not all about just eating fruits. Homosexuals do that. I got two that are vegans and they still do it to each other. So you got to fast and cleanse your inside body, fast and clean your inside mind, and fast and clean your inside of your spirit, mind, body, and soul. See, and some people are easy to clean their body, see, but some people don't want to tap into the spirit. They don't want to go back into when they was 7. They don't want to take their mind back to when they was 8 and heal that situation. Hey, I'm just want to be in my world, Cardi B or anything the government say. Michael Jordan and versus LeBron today. Tomorrow gonna be Mike Tyson and Holyfield. They want to be in a la world. Don't want to deal with the issue, and want to
Yeah.
stay with an idol. Come on, man. Get out the idol stuff out your body. It's time to cleanse mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul.
Wow. I love that. Yeah, it's just a lot that we have to deal with, mentally, even just the mind. It's so easy for the mind to get distracted. And one thing that I always tell people is that if you're dealing with depression, the best thing to do is exhibit love to other people. Love, 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 love. Doing things for others, doing things for strangers. See somebody struggling with something, help them out. Your neighbor, you live next door or down the street, around the corner from an elderly couple, shovel their snow every day, or whenever the snow starts to pile up, mow their lawn, start doing things out of love. And that will help you to heal in your mind as well, and emotionally, just exhibiting love towards others. Love is the key. That's a major key in this walk in our life, is that when we learn to exhibit love towards others, that's going to help us to heal on the inside. That's going to help us to be healthy mentally and spiritually, emotionally, exhibiting love, not just the I don't know if it's the agape love, but not the love, the intimate love, the romantic love. No, the friendship love, the love for a stranger. That's the love that you need in order to heal mentally and emotionally. You need to start exhibiting love. Can't stress that enough.
Hey, man. I love it. Cause we done chopped it up. And at the end, we always want to give solutions. Solutions. That's that we always want to do it. Cause that's what we really about, man. Because the Most High says he don't want nobody to perish. So we warn and give the solutions. That was great, and it took me right to what another brother told me the other day. He had a problem with keeping it real because he was like, "I like what you say. Keep it real. You can heal." But I got raised. He just lie all the time. He lied, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, I said you just got to start with keeping it real, man. You just start like you just said. Start. I said, just how you called me, and you being honest and keeping it real. I said, keep that going. Keep that going. That's something solid. And he was feeling the spirit, and I said, Dad, you got to stay with that. I said, I don't let my light go out. I might say something wrong to my wife. That spirit be like, I'm about to get out of here. Let me go get right. Hey, you okay? So that's how you gotta be. You don't want that light to be caught. You don't want it to leave. You don't want the spirit to go. You don't want the Most High to leave you. He'll leave if you're deceitful. So little by little, start keeping it real. I don't care if you just go outside and say, take your shoes off, put them on holy ground, whatever you gotta do, and just start telling the truth. Look up to the Most High God and say, I repent. I repent for everything I did, the things that I know I did, and some of the things I don't even know I did, the people I hurt on purpose, the people I don't even know I hurt on purpose. Can you wipe me clean? I want to live righteous. You said a real Israelite is a one that has no guile. That's what I want to be. That's what you want to be. And just start operating little. Just come outside and just say something true. Just say something true. You see a stranger and you just got to start saying true things. If you're a liar, a lot of us are. We come from these cities and they teach us how to be liars. The 7 abominations that are legal is all lies. No man can act like a woman. That's a liar. No man can chop off his privates and be called a woman. That's a liar. Still a man. So nothing but lying laws. Black people are labeled as 3/5 of a being and can be hung and can be killed by police and all them lies. Them lies. So it's a bunch of lies. You know, like Ezekiel 9:4-5 says, scream for the abominations being done. The rest of the people will be killed. Choose abomination. It's lots of them. That pharmakia that they're giving little 7, 5, 6, 7-year-olds talking about they got attention and disorder. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's pharmakia. That's poisoning. That's causing autism and vaccinations. You're liars, you fake doctors. There's plenty of stuff to cry about. Start keeping it real about. Some people just got fear, and that comes from depression and anxiety, like I said with the medication. What I'm gonna look through some. We could look through some of these notes, look through some of these comments if you want to. You know, I don't want to be rambling. I'm gonna look. We're gonna look through some of these comments, answer some of these comments, and go from there. Sister Rose Zoe said, my family is from Haiti. We naturally loud. Yeah. That's what I used to say about my down south people. Down south people in Haiti, you must got the same blood because they loud. But you know what? The tribe of Judah is loud, period. The tribe, no, I'm going to say all the 12 tribes. They some loud people, man. The Most High, the children of Israel, they loud, man. They colorful and bright and all of that. Loud. Even them Latinos be on the job singing that stuff in Spanish. What? Man, we some loud people, man. We some dancing, singing, melody type people. Period. And we like to tell it how it T.I. is. Especially these down south people. Yeah. Can't say you're righteous when you doing everything in your spirit is wrong. A righteous Israelite is one with no guile. Brother Ash Gather, if you want to teach, you must be a student. If you want to lead, you must learn to follow before you walk. You must crawl. Amen. You got to humble yourself. Even Yeshua, Jesus, had to humble himself and be baptized by John the Baptist. Then he had to humble himself and go do a 40-day fast. So, yeah, he even walk as he walked. The medication does not work at all. When I was battling depression and anxiety, it made me worse. That's what we're talking about. Because the medication and anxiety, remember we showed this. Let's see here. I'm going to show you the definition of what. The definition of pharmakia. See? What people don't know. Look at the definition of pharmakia. See that? The administration of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, found in connection with adultery, deceptions, and subductions. Idolatry. That's what pharmakia is. Poison, drugs. I mean, idolatry. That's what it is. So that's why the medication does not work at all, and you was battling with depression and anxiety. It makes you worse. It's a drug. It's a drug. Brother Yana Kim Yasharala. We're gonna have a Hebrew class one day too, because I like speaking that Hebrew stuff. That'd be sounding tough to me. It sounds nasty. I love it. Power in that stuff. Especially when you got the spirit. Yana Kim Yasharala. Sugar is called the white man's drug. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. Not only white sugar, you got white bread, white salt, anything that was already colored by the nature. Michael Jackson. See, anything bleached. Come on, man. You know, better known as the white devil. I mean, what would you call Michael Jackson after he looked like me at first, had this kind of nose, had this kind of hair, had this kind of skin, and then he bleached it like they do our sugar. Then he cut his nose and turned it into, like a, kind of pointy. And then changed his hair from wool to, silk. What do we call him? Better known as, see, same thing he did. He did the same thing they doing with the food. Yana Kim Yasharala. Watching Nigeria, Zimbabwe. They sell pineapples on the street. They eat them in the day and they eat them at night. That's what we're talking about, y'all. That's what we're talking about. And the leaves of the pineapple tree, you can dry and use those leaves for seasoning and use those leaves to make teas. Yeah, our people in over there, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, they should still have some of the natural culture in them left. That's how our Israelites ate over there. Daniel's diet. Even when a man have too much sugar, the body is soaked up all the sugar and it dumped the waste to the penis, and they start bleeding blood. That's what we talking about. See, I told y'all, drug and poison. And you know what? That happened to my little cousin. That happened to my little cousin. He could be watching now. My big cousin was kind of, you got big money, so you think you're doing a great job buying these kids Easter candy and Christmas candy and pop and anything that costs big money. We think we got big money, so we buying them all that stuff. And his son pissed out gallons of blood. And he took him to the hospital, and they said it was the Pepsi and all the candy and all that stuff that you just said, full of sugar. So, and then my cousin's like, wow, I don't speak against you no more. Everything you say is the truth. No, it's just the Most High is the truth. We just copying what he's showing us. Yana Kim Yasharala. What do I do? What I do is I dry out all the leaves from the fruit. That's it, to eat, and use them as seasoning, and make sure I drink plenty of lemon juice with just a little vinegar in case I took in too much sugar. Definitely. I mean, upstate New York, they make apple cider. So apple cider vinegar was one of my favorite things. I don't drink liquor, but I'll make me a Bloody Mary. And I make it out of apple cider vinegar. And I'll take tomatoes, blend tomatoes, some garlic, and apple cider vinegar together. And man, now sometimes you can just go in the backyard, pull up a dandelion greens and put the whole root in there with it, just so you can have some supernatural sun power. Put it in there and drink that stuff raw. Your own V8. Man, break down everything. Cleanse you out. You want to be a cleansed out? Do that. Oh man. Shalom, Mop. Wow. So, we're going to jump up out of here. Yeah, China practicing for war over in Canada. So, it might be war pretty soon, but the chariots is here. It's just let it bring on whatever y'all want to bring on. We're going to judge angels. So, angels on our side. Just get in the spirit, y'all. Fast and pray and get in the spirit. I don't care who they are, who they got. Come on, man. So what they did to Sodom and Gomorrah? Whatever chop that the Most High can bring here, it's going to designate this place. It's going to designate this place. Oh, sister came back. It's going to designate this place. Go to the comments real quick. Wow. Brother Heath Geffart says Walmart has FEMA concentration camps in their basements. This the type of stuff we talking about. Oh man, Heath, I could bring you on you could end the show, give you 10 minutes or something. Wow, Walmart has FEMA. I mean, look at Walmart. I mean, wall, and then they put a / martial law. Come on, man. They playing. They say we're sleep people, so they put everything in our face. Dealing with sleep people, so they put it right in our face.
Wow.
Dealing with sleep people, put it right in our face. Yep. Oh man, so love and peace to everybody. Wow. Oh man, oh man, my condolences, sister. I'm hearing that.
We're gonna be praying for you, sis.
So we're gonna be praying.
My condolences to you and your family.
Wow. She said, my sister Kaya Loki, my daughter was just recently killed. The spirit of narcissism and mental health most definitely were at play. Keep me lifted up in prayer. Definitely, sister. Gonna pray for you. Oh man, everybody, let's pray for Sister Kaya. Let's pray for a bunch of other people that's going through the same thing. I had 2 men that were killed by 2 of my buddies in New York. They was killed by their girlfriend, and the girlfriend was kind of like had that. It was a narcissist stuff. Now that I look at everything, just back and forth, fighting and control, and she slapping him, and I saw you looked at her, and I saw he's like, what are you talking about? I'm not looking at nobody. And so women can kill, men can kill. This narcissist mental health spirit is deep. It's time for us. Let's pray. Let's pray and let's start checking this stuff. That's why I say the real men, y'all gotta step up, man. Real women, you gotta step up. Remember we read that scripture earlier? Isaiah 58:1. Lift up your voice, man, and be loud. And let your man Judah, the Bible says, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Let Judah and Israel know their sins. Let them know, man. All that keep it on the low, keep it on the down low. I'm in the closet. You gotta let go of the dumb dude songs, man. Them rapist songs. He's a rapist and he made songs for rapists. Lose that stuff out of our spirit, man. It's okay. We all got played. Bible said that the serpent gonna deceive the whole world. Sometimes we be a little bit too hard on ourselves. Oh man, I'm so sad and ashamed. I got raped. My children got raped. Bible said that old serpent won't fool the whole world. Even doctors killing us with vaccinations and know how to smile while they do it and do a certain type of talk, a Harvard talk. Oh, he sounds like he went to Harvard. Did you hear his accent? You see how good he can speak English? He must be the truth. People who can talk the best English are the most satanic people on earth. Don't care what color you are.
Yeah, and don't tell them that you don't want to vaccinate your kids. They get upset. Honey, they will be ready to throw you up out of the clinic. They don't want to have anything else to do with you. I know I experienced that with my children, especially my 3-year-old living in Texas. Oh, they don't play that. You not vaccinating your child. You have to literally get a consent, a special document, a legalized document stating why you don't want the vaccinations. And while I was in the clinic, telling them, no, I don't want to have my child vaccinated. They didn't want to talk about anything else. After that, the doctor was done with me. Didn't even partway wanted to even check my son, and check into his health, make sure he, has the proper height, the proper weight. They were done with me. So why are you here is what they asked me. Well, for a yearly checkup. If you're not going to vaccinate your child, we don't want to have anything to do with you. There isn't any need for you to be here. So.
Hey, Brother Heath, I'm gonna bring you on another time, Brother Heath, because I know we'll bring you another time. Cause I want to get off of here and I want to pray. I want to get off of here and I just want to do some more praying, fasting, praying, get my mind on what's going on. Cause we it's some serious stuff going on and we see it, man. We see it, man. I just want to pray because that's terrible, man. That's terrible. That is terrible, man. It's so much more. We're gonna have to do this show again and come up with this same topic again because it's so much more to this. It's so much more, and we got more people that need to testify because it say that we overcome by the testimony of the saints, and I got much more testimonies of this. So many people in the hood are being killed by narcissists, men or women. It's a spirit, y'all. It's a spirit. It's that Cain spirit. You can call it whatever you want. It's killing each other. Daughters of Zion killing the Israelite men. Any color. A narcissist spirit could come in any color. Any color. I look out there and I see a lot of white people got the narcissist spirit. See, them the most people who got it. Because of that drugs. They supposed to have it. I see them come in the hood and you see the couples. I don't know why they always did this since I was young. You got to pray for everybody, even the Gentiles. But they'll come from the suburbs and come to the hood, and you'll see them walk through the hood, man. And what are y'all doing in the hood? And she'll be like, hold on. She'll go in the drug house, do it to everybody, and he'll just sit there on the porch for hours. And he come back out. I know you did this. I know you did that. I know you had sex with him. I know you did this. Where's the drugs? Give me the drugs. As long as he get the drugs, he's okay. So it's a lot of stuff going on, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. Even you men that's still selling cocaine and drugs, man. Look what it's doing to our family. I did my time. Just go do your time, man. Repent. If you made it out and you ain't caught no charges, repent and come up out of that stuff, man. Look at the women bringing their daughters for drugs. I was 13 selling that stuff. The older women bringing their little daughter and leaving it with grown men for drugs. You bring her whole check. Once you run out of the government check, once they run out of their government check money, now the mamas get mad. A lot of people you think who get government checks, they all act the same. I got my government check. You could be like my brother. He said he got tired of his wife because she copies off like most women who get a check from the government, they all act the same. See, he like all month long. I work every day. I get my paycheck. I buy stuff all week long, all week, every day, wherever she need this and that. As soon as she get a government food stamp or check, now all of a sudden she got her purse up on her arm, looking at me funny and all this. And I said, wow. And I saw that with my cousins. I've been in relationships like that. So they're copying they're just copying the stuff. Materialistic, narcissist, controlling spirits. That got, that just got to be honest with us. So it's time for us to start lifting up our voice. Everybody, 400 years is over with. So you might not know the truth. You might not have a lot of that Bible in you, but guess what? You got the truth, spirit and truth. It's time to shame the devil and make him flee. How we can do that? By telling the truth. All everybody got to do is when we get off this thing here, and start telling the truth. Hey, man, y'all killing everybody with them drugs y'all selling. Come on, sister. You doing it to everybody in the hood. You passing soul ties around. Ain't y'all tired? It takes some honesty, man. Who cares if they can judge you back? Tell them you done with that stuff. Repent, and the Bible will give you a clean slate. The Bible says, throw it in the sea of forgetfulness. So, come on, man. Be made clean. Be made brand new, all white. Be dipped in the blood. Go through the fire. Be the fire. The Bible says he's a consuming fire, and he makes his ministers flames of fire. It's time to bring that fire. It's time to bring that fire. It's time to bring that fire. I don't care if you're 12 years old, 13 years old. That's when the Most High, you're dealing with the Most High now. So if your mama telling you to go in that store and steal when you're 12, 13, you got to tell your mama, you don't supposed to steal. It's time for stand up. Truth got to be the new everything. Spirit and truth got to be the new trend. They're doing witchcraft because they take the children of Israel, that's us, and they make us do abominable acts. Obama passed gay laws. They look up to you. You got the black walk, so everybody want to be gay now. Dwayne Wade, you won championships and you got the same black walk as Obama. Chop your man's cock off and wear a mini skirt and bleach your hair blonde. Okay, now everybody doing that. See, they're doing witchcraft. So we got to wake up and show the whole world that this is the new trend. Judah, y'all got to wake up. Israel, y'all got to wake up. But the Bible says Judah got to wake up first. Judah, y'all got to wake up. The hood, y'all got to wake up. Y'all used to be real in the hood. No guile. Now it's full of guile. We got to cast out all these fake men that's operating with guile and the women. We got to do it with truth. We got to let them know that that program is over with. Spirit and truth. It got to be the new trend, man. This got to be the new talk every single day. We got to this got to be the new thing. All of that gassing women up. Don't you know y'all got some of these daughters out here that look like you are what you eat. You are what you eat. And we got some of these daughters out here eating bags of sugar, eating ho-ho donuts. So you go to the grocery store and she bought all ho-hos and sugar. And I said, what are you doing? Oh, this makes me fat. Men like to see fat women. They like my butt fat and it's fat. So she eating everything to make her fat. Ho-hos and sugars and donuts and anything to make her so fat. So I'm like, what in the world? So we that the men got these women's psyche too. They got these women's psyche. If you ain't designed to be that size, don't try to make yourself that size. It's just brainwashing all over the place. And narcissists, and we fight with depression. Our people is depressed out here. Mental illness, depression is high. And long as the government gives us a check, it feeds into depression. See, depression and materialism and money are best friends. They're best friends. They're best friends. I saw it with my family member. He had $20,000, and don't you know he could have had that same $20,000 after 2 months, but he had to show the world. He didn't know himself, so he had to buy $1,000 worth of Jordans. He didn't have to go buy prostitutes because he had no girls, so he had to tell the world that he got girls. He's a playboy. Yeah, you're not. These women waking up now. They looking for real men without no disease. They looking for real men. So he can't find a woman. Back in the day, Playboy just go get any woman. He Playboy. Not no more. Everybody wifing up now. God, 400 years of Playboy is over with. Over with. So the only thing you can do now to find a woman, I watched it. $20,000 disappear in a month. And what was he doing with the money? Prostitute after prostitute after prostitute. Come take his money and leave. You hear him fighting and battling, pissed at everybody because of that. Take his money and leave. Got on Jordans, wearing all these tight clothes. That's the new thing with these men, man. I saw it in my mind. I just didn't want to call it out. I'm like, no, not my blood. Not my blood. He's a Playboy. He come from the hood. He 100. Little by little, I saw all the signs. I ignored them. I'm like, this is just new style. It can't be. But all that watching Dwayne Wade and all them rappers and them guys wearing silk pants and showing they issue for Gabrielle, she's like a masculine woman. Okay? That's what a man used to do to his woman. You wear this, you're gonna wear them panties, you're gonna wear this bra. He'll make her all sexual object. So he can, bring her out and make horny men, jack off to her or something. Who knows? You putting it on display. Now you got Jezebel women gonna take their man and dress their man the feminine way. Hey, dressing them like a woman. You're gonna wear these silk pants so you walk. Everybody can see your issue. That's a narcissist woman. Role reversal. So narcissists got a lot to do with role reversal too. Got a lot to do with role reversal. And end of the day, them be feminine men. End of the day, them be masculine women. Oh, I saw you looking at that person. He ain't even looking at nobody. And the men used to do that when I was young. I saw you looking at him. She ain't even looking at nobody. She got two eyes. They got to see. She got ears. She got to hear. Oh, you was listening to what he was saying? She got ears. Same thing with the woman. I stabbed the man. He wasn't even looking at nobody. I'm so sad. Stabbed him. I saw you looking at her. All because she been through stuff. Oh, you was over there with your mom too long. What you was doing it to your mom? Oh, you was over there talking to the little kids at football practice. What you was doing it to the kids? See, anything they've been through, they gonna think that you doing it. Oh, they been raped by their dad. So when you go see your dad, oh, what you was doing it to your dad? Oh, just because their mama allowed their brother to have sex with them. Oh, so when you go see your sister, oh, what you were doing it to your sister? See? Anything they've been through, now when you go do it, you got to be doing it the way they was doing it. Oh, why you going to see your sister? You doing it to her? So you got to really listen to what they're saying. They're telling you the demons. They're telling you the issues. Got to have a sound mind and have love to listen. Jesus said, forgive them because they know not what they do. Remember Peter Pan, Never Land, staying a child forever? That's what the government is doing with this narcissist stuff. Because when you make pedophilia is legal as long as the kid consent. They've been doing this stuff for years. So when you pedophile, when you touch a kid young, they'll stay young forever until they go back and deal with that demon. Some of these people, they'll stay young. So many people will be 30, 40, 50 years old, but they still in a child mind frame of when they got touched at 9, 10 years old. Their mind ain't gonna go until they let that stuff go and grow up. See? That's what the movies is about. They showing you how to keep a kid a child forever. You got people grown, but they still a child because that took their childhood from them. You old dirty uncle. Jezebel allowed you to do it to everybody in the family. Now look at her. She's still a child. You took her childhood. You made her have sexual organs at 5, 6, 7 years old. The body was forming, and you was putting disease in there and making all that stuff go off. So now they're older and they're stuck. They never had no childhood. You took it. You took it. Some of you men who took these women's childhood, go back and repent. Tell them, go back and repent to them people, man. Get on your knees and repent and get yourself clean. It's time to get stuff clean, man. It's time to bring that fire. That's all. It's fire time, y'all. And it's time to be loud. It's time to be loud now. All of that be quiet stuff, no. It's time to be loud. No guile. No guile. No guile. And I'm going to say this and be done with this scripture because it's time for no guile. And if you're scared to do this, this is what's going to be on you. Nope. Ezekiel 3:18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die. It's a man lying with a man. It says shall surely be put to death. All the prostitute. There's laws in the Bible what we can't do. So when the Most High says that we can't do these things, and we don't give them warning. It said, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou giveth him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life is what you're doing. Keep it 100. Be loud, because you're going to save his life. The Bible said that same wicked shall die in their sin, but his blood I will require at thine hand. So the Most High, if we don't warn these people, they're going to die from their disease, from their narcissist, from their, from their way. But the Most High don't care about them. He said the blood is going to be on our hand because we didn't warn them. But it says 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, so if we warn them and he turn not, so if we warn them and keep warning them and they don't turn, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So that's the only way you can get the blood off your hand and deliver your soul to God, is if we cry. Cry means open your mouth and go nuts. Now that's wrong, man. You're a drug dealer here, man. You see all these older women selling their daughters to y'all, stealing everybody, killing everybody. You know that stuff is overdosing people. You know it's poison. How could you be selling? It's time to scream. It's wrong. 1,000 brothers killing each other in every city over them drugs. It's time to scream. That stuff is wrong. You're a doctor, you're a nurse, and you see that they're selling those pills to the hood. You gotta scream. That stuff is wrong. Throw that stuff in the trash. Burn that stuff up. It's time to get rid of this stuff out the hood. If it ain't natural, get it out of here. We don't want it. If the Most High Yah, my Father Abba, if he ain't created, we don't want it. That's the attitude we got to have. All natural, everything. If he ain't created the Most High, we don't want it. So, that's the attitude we got to have. So we're going to pray that the Most High give us that spirit and that attitude, and he will, and we'll be stronger and stronger day by day. Because we're the next couple weeks, from what I'm hearing, it might not be business as usual. They talking about bombing everything. The Bible says watch as well as pray. So I'm not scared. I'm just telling y'all what we're hearing and what they're about to do. See, they on the 20th of this month, Inauguration Day, that's 7 days from now. So they're already planning on bombing something.
Yeah.
Because they're going off the Moses calendar. They're doing everything off Moses calendar. So when you look up these days, the inauguration of the 20th, and you look it up on Moses' calendar, that's the day of the fruits, Feast of Fruits. They got different feasts and different holy days that these government be having as holidays, but really in the Bible, those days are holy days. So when a Congress governments have stuff like inauguration and all these little different things, those is holy days in the heavens. But what are he trying to do? When the Most High is watching us on a holy day, He's trying to make us abominable on that day.
Wow.
You understand? He's making us abominable on that day, so we can be marked. So when the angels writing names and saying stuff on them holy days and Sabbath, see, we supposed to be holy on them days, and they're making us jolly and drunk and orgy and all these different festivals to serve Satan. We're writing our name. We're showing the angels and showing the Most High that we're abominable on His holy days. Got to cut that stuff out. So hey, you got to cut that stuff out also. So, and that we're just gonna keep bringing it out to y'all, and little by little get better and better, putting on the whole armor. Because about this battle time is wartime. In the next couple of weeks, from what I'm hearing and the way things is moving, all of us, they gonna strike some, or something might get strike. We all gonna have to start meeting up in congregations, in little fields. We need these little spots. I'm about to go start up a farm in a couple weeks. If the Most High will, we make it that far. I might have to go earlier. You see? So, hey, whatever it is, it is. When I get there, I'm gonna be inviting people over. Hey, y'all want to come help me build up the farm? We got goats on there. It's things that we got to do, and we're gonna do everything the real way, how they did in that Bible. And once we get there, grow our own food. We got animals. We got the people. We already got everything. I told my brother, I said, we got everything. We even got the army.
Hallelujah.
So we got the army. We got everything. Cooks, everything. Healers, everything. You got the land. We got everything else. Come there, set up, make it holy, set it up the way the Most High set it up. And then from there, the Most High gonna lead us to a promised land. Whatever state that we gonna take, or they gonna give us, or whatever land that He bring up, because He said a highway gonna be prepared, and we're gonna be prepared. So you got to start thinking supernatural now. All the supernatural power stories, start swagging in that. I need the children of Israel to start swagging. They got to start swagging for Yah. Start swagging for His power, the supernatural power. It's time to start swagging. It's time to start swagging for that stuff. Supernatural power. Super duper power. Start swagging for it, man. Yeah. Start swagging for it, man. Supernatural power, man. Start swagging for that. Start asking for it. That's us. That's us. All them stories. Yahshua said, greater things ye shall do. Start putting that in your mind, body, and soul. Get the other stuff out. It's weak. Greater things we about to start doing than Moses. Greater. Start getting that stuff in your mind, body, and soul. Start speaking it. Let the weak say strong. Greater things we about to do. Everybody know it. You got the faith of a mustard seed will move a mountain. That's baby work. Baby work. I need the true house of Israel to stand up and start swagging out, speaking higher, talking higher, thinking higher. Battle time. Time to turn into that thing. Supernatural power. Supernatural power. Make a song out of it. Supernatural power. That's what time it is. Make a song out of it. Make a meditation out of it. Make a hymn out of it. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. So let's get into our supernatural power, mind, time, swag, all of that. That's what time it is. All that weak stuff for the birds. It's supernatural power time. Straight up. Straight up. Moving heavens, stars, wonders, all of that. Yeah. So, we get on one accord. Let's start getting that into our swag, man. That's who we are. I don't be hearing that. I don't hear that come out. Where the swag at, man? That's who we are. Hey,
Royal.
come on. Let's start speaking about that, talking about that. You want to debate? Debate about the different things we could do and how you can do it. Huh? You know what I'm saying? I just want supernatural power time. That's all. It's because it's time. The government think they can bring warships and planes, and the Bible said they're going to look the war with the Son of Man. They're going to look, these dudes going to look to go to heaven and war with that dude. Millions of years, 5,000 years ago, he murdered the whole city of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they want to battle with this guy. When we came out of Egypt before 6,000 years ago, we opened up the whole ocean and walked through. You want to battle with that dude? Come on, man. Lifting up people in whirlwinds. You're not going to battle with the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. But these satanic people think they can. And so, you know, just supernatural power time. Let's get that into our mind, body, and soul. Start singing it. Hymns, meditation, rap, all of that. All of that. Instrumental beats. Just supernatural power time, man. Let's put on our whole armor of Yah so we can fight. Yeah. So, you know, that's just what I had, man. Superpower time, supernatural time. And get pharmakia out your body, because that's holding us down. That's holding you down. You can't have no sound mind with pharmakia in there. Get that out. Get pharmakia out. It's supernatural power time. This power comes only through fasting and praying. Present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable, which is our reasonable service. All you people talking about X-Men and all this supernatural power, yes, that's who you are. But that power only comes through fasting and praying. That power only comes through presenting your body holy, a living sacrifice, which is your reasonable service. See, remember when before you buy a BMW or before you buy a jet, you got to learn what type of fuel it takes. It might tell you, oh, this takes diesel. You put regular gas in it if you want to. It won't ever crank again. You buy one of them hybrid cars, it takes jet fuel. See, we're planes. We got to put jet fuel in our body. That's anything created, that's alkalized food, stuff created by Yah. That's all. And then fast from and do a little fast and prayer. Do sing songs and meditations and hymns and prayer and get into a realm where you know, in the spirit, conscience, everything is in that supernatural realm. Just your mind, body, and soul got to think Abba, think Rawat, think living word, testimony. You know what I mean? That's what we got to have in us. And we got it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the prayers work. I'm seeing it move. I'm seeing people change. I'm seeing people who used to be debaters stop debating. I'm getting calls in my inbox, people leaving camps saying, and they want to come and give testimonies. Boy, it's some wild testimonies that's going to be coming on here about these camps. Ooh, they some dirty dogs. And they know it. They're trying to cover their tracks, but ooh, man, they doing some stuff. Because there's only one camp, and that's every man on the earth in Abba. Bible say, call no man your father, because we all got one father, and that's Abba. Okay? When he cracked this sky, we all going to have to come together and follow the train out of here. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Yeah, it's chariots here. And they coming forth to lead us home. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. See, it's in the name. They put Yah right in the song. Kumbaya. Come by here, Yah. Hallelujah. So we know the name. It's never been hidden from us. It's right in our face everywhere. So we got to live it now, y'all. We got to live it, y'all. I mean, we got to live it. It's time to live the name. That's something a lot of our people can't do. Can they live the name? Because that's where the power come at. Got to live the name. And let's go ahead and get ready, man. Let's go ahead and get ready. Because he's going to take us to the wilderness. We're not going to be able to go back to that land filthy. You're going to have no spot or wrinkle inside your body and soul. He's coming back for a church without spot or wrinkle. And a lot of our people just caught in their ways. You know, it's just, I respect them because SSI, paying their rent, paying their little stuff, paying their food. So they stuck. But the Most High don't play that stuck stuff. He gonna do something to make us move. That's why my mom was saying it's a blessing, or the Most High allowed that vaccination to be forced on people, because now you can really see who they are. Now they're not going to take the vaccination, so now they're going to have to lose their house and have to go to the wilderness, and the wilderness healing them, and they run into the rest of the people. A lot of people been in the wilderness waiting for us. Now we on their level. Some of us been in the wilderness, left the wilderness to come back to the city just to get more people. Abraham kept going back, trying to get much as he could until the day he left. Fire came down on his way out to the point where Lot's wife got burned up for looking back. So, yeah, you still keep going to get your people, trying the best you can. many as you can before the time is out. And that's what we're doing. We got a lot of people already in Holy Lands. Even Harriet Tubman went back and forth. So we're gonna get our people and get them to the land that the Most High is showing us. A lot of people are starting camps and got little farms, because we got to do a wilderness farm, wilderness area, because it got to be untouched food. So we got to go get untouched. If not, they're poisoning everything, and then the Most High gonna lead us from there. So yeah, get ready, man. Get ready to move. That's all I can say to y'all. Get ready to move. My brother told me this. He's a herbal doctor. He said people practicing all of this, working out on their muscles, working out, you know, and doing all these fasts. But he said if they're not working on their lungs, because we can go what 40 days without food to eat. We can go, weeks without water, but you only can go some seconds without breath. See what I'm saying? Some people can't hold their breath for 30 seconds. They'll die. Some people might could do a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But seconds and minutes, your inside. Remember, you said the kingdom is within? So if you don't get that plaque and sugar off your lungs, I boxed a little young boy, he couldn't even go 1 minute boxing. All you do is eat pop and candy. So all that plaque was covering his lungs. Couldn't breathe. So we got to get our inside clean, because we got to hit the wilderness. My granddad said he used to go Underground Railroad. He went the wrong turn one time. He had to come back through Alabama running without stopping. So I ended up in the bottom of Georgia somewhere. I had to come back through Alabama running back to New York. Made a wrong turn. They was looking for him. He had to go back through Alabama running. Our grandmas used to carry 5 gallons of water on their head, no hands, with kids and food in both hands. So we got to get back to that. Nature. Got to get back to nature. We way out of tune with this stupid sugar. Get that sugar out your body so your lungs. We might have to do a run. I might have to run to Texas, Georgia, like the ancestors did. Harriet Tubman did it. She was a woman. So once our body become natural, and Harriet Tubman went the same Underground Railroad as my granddad. And he used to stop and eat onions right out the garden like they was apples. So that's the type of stuff that them elders had. Harriet Tubman, they knew all of that stuff. They all lived to be 117. They ate from the earth. So if they running from city to city, state to state, they might carry a little bag of some oil to heal, antibiotics, little water, but they ate whatever the Most High gave them while they was going through each field, just like the birds and the rest of the animals. And that gives you superpower. It gives you medicine. The Most High put medicine in that food, antibiotics in that food, energy in that food. Whatever you need, he'll put it in that food. And that's how they did it, without being tired and weary. So we got to return to that. Remember the Bible said they shall run and won't get weary? See? The Bible telling you in the Bible what's going to happen in this end time. We're going to return back to his diet. It ain't changed. The birds still do it. It's one way. We got around big cities and, I'm in a city. I'm big time. I don't have to go outside for air. I can live in a bubble inside a glass studio loft. No fresh air. See, Michael Jackson lived inside a bubble because they taught him that his money was something. Michael Jackson, you don't have to breathe God's air. Sleep inside a bubble. We'll give you government air that's pure. There's poison in them. Michael Jackson, you don't have to eat food. Just take these different type of pills. They'll make you feel like you got energy and it was killing them. You need the Most High air. You need the Most High water. You need the Most High food. You need his 4 elements. Same thing they did to Michael is the same thing they're now doing to us. Depriving us of the Most High Abba 4 elements. Put on a mask. Now you can't breathe Abba's air. Stay in the house. Now you can't get the Most High Abba's sun. See? Drinking that faucet water. Now you can't get Abba spring water out the earth or his rain. And the 4th one, you're in the house with that mask, you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide. The Creator designed that stuff to come out as like a muffler of a car. You're pushing out germs. So that's a witchcraft diagnosis to kill people. Take this pharmakia, which is poison, and then put you in a house with a mask, away from the sun, away from fresh air, away from spring water, away from the Most High four elements. That's a death sentence. That's a death sentence. When we heal people, first thing we do is throw away the pharmakia, bring them outside the house, take their shoes off, gotta put oils on their feet, because that's where the toxins leave your body. So all of that wearing shoes and socks, why you think down south and people in Alabama, people down south, people in Africa don't wear no shoes or socks? If anything, they wear some sandals made out of wood. See? But they always barefoot. That's where the toxins got to come out your body at your feet. You got to breathe down there. So the government know what they're doing. These shoes and socks. And, come on, man. That's just keeping poison in. That ain't how it's supposed to go. So start getting back to nature. Let's get back to nature, and we're gonna be okay. Yeah, we're gonna be all right. Yeah, we're gonna be all right. Let's get back to nature and let's turn up a little bit. Turn the dial up. But the government done turn their dial up. Tell these people waking up talking about they feel headaches. They're controlling us through that 5G tower. They just turn the dial, and then you can feel it. You listen to the people. I got headaches now. All of a sudden, this hurt because they radiate in your body. So anybody who got pharmakia in their body or sugar or anything that's not made by the creator, liquid being, when they turn that dial up, it can radiate your blood. So if you got any kind of metals or any kind of toxins or any kind of pharmakia, anything that's abominable, it'll start vibrating. It'll start cooking. It'll start, see? Like they add heat to it. Now you can see the crack form. See? So they doing something with your blood and they make blood clots. That's why you get headaches and all of a sudden people become sick in these cities. I had to leave them cities because it was too much 5G tower. My grandma used to say that. She was 98. She'd come up to New York. I can't stay long. It hurt me up here. She from South. She needs fresh wilderness. She only eat from the earth. It was hurting her up there. And then once I changed my diet, it was hurting me. I had to get out of there. They're playing with us with them 5G towers and all that stuff. Once you start to change your vibration back to nature, you're going to go back to nature. See? Anybody who's still in a major city, especially New York up north, it's different up there, man. It's your body, you're not all the way there yet, because no way your body wouldn't allow you to be around that 5G tower. It's a good start, but everybody I know got out of them places. Got out of them places, man. They doing some stuff to us, and that's why they killed them 2 doctors and Wuhan doctors. The Wuhan doctors, as soon as they put up the 5G towers, it said it started to radiate the blood, the radiation from them 5G towers, and that's what's causing blood clots. And this is by design. This is a pandemic, and they killed both of them Wuhan doctors. One was 39, one was 48. It killed both of them. Killed both of them doctors. And then China went nuts. It was like, oh, whistleblowers got killed. They know what happened. But the government controlled the news airways. They don't have to show you 1 million people in China pissed. They don't. These people know what they're doing. They control the news. They're not going to show you nobody talking like we talking. A lot of people. They're only going to show you people like Dwayne Wade and, hey, be gay and all that. Come on. Everywhere I look all over the internet, YouTube, they taking our YouTube videos down. They block our Facebooks. See, that's who's running the world. Satan. It's truth versus lies. It's righteousness versus abomination. That's the battle of Armageddon. Get your eyes out of the TV, thinking it's about ships and stuff. The battle is spiritual. Spirit and truth. The battle of Armageddon is spiritual. Okay, there's going to be a physical battle. You're not going to be in it. So stop worrying about it. I'm talking about this battle. Spiritual battle. It's people who got the truth. When you read Revelations, it say, we're going to be standing on a sea of glass. And it says their mouths going to be like swords, and they're going to devour politicians, presidents, angels, all kind of people. See, the ones that's being sealed, we're standing on what they call the sea of glass. That's why the government taking our videos down and stuff. We're standing on a sea of glass. Revelation says, out our mouths come power that's going to burn up everybody. I'm talking about presidents, politicians, all them Oprah people, all them people y'all thought was something, Biden, Trump, all of them, they being affected off our words. Like sister say all the time, all that stuff y'all see that's happening, that's because the children waking up. It's all about us. About us. They just waiting to see what we do. Soon as we say we're fed up, then it's over with. Long as we bringing them $2 trillion a year and buying their pharmacia, they can put their feet up. But we done struck them in half. We done struck them in half, and they kind of filling their pockets now. They feeling it a little bit. They trembling. Biden want to come in, and he almost want to give everybody everything. All right, give the children of Israel. You're right. 40 acres and a mule. They need. See, righteousness done rose up so high. The 400 years is over with. The Most High judging them now, y'all. Keep speaking truth. Keep speaking the truth. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. I don't care if you're a child. If the Most High puts something in you and you can speak the truth, speak it. You're a champion in the spiritual world. This ain't for everybody. If you got the spirit, can look and tell the truth, you better start doing it. That means you was made for this time. You're a warrior in this time. Because the people who can speak the truth and don't care about who don't like it, see what I mean? Don't keep, don't. The Bible said whether they hear, whether they forbear, let them know what thus says the Lord. So you tell them the truth and you keep it moving. You don't sit there and keep casting pearls before swine, because at the end of the day, they'll trample you. You see what I mean? But you got to get that truth out and keep it moving. The truth don't come back void. Let them all stay there and let the blind bury the blind. But whoever had good ground when you spoke that truth, when you leave, that truth gonna still be there. His word don't come back void. Man, why that little boy said that if I keep doing it to a man, I'm gonna end up with a disease. Yeah, whatever the truth that the Most High showed you to say, you gotta say it. Gotta say it. And I just want to say that because we're at the end time of the world, and it's time for people to just start. We're standing on a sea of glass. Those who practice in righteousness, you're standing on a sea of glass spiritually. So your words is more powerful than you ever imagined in your life. Our words is more powerful. Stand on that sea of glass and be bold. Be bold. I even got to start tapping into this new type of spiritual mind frame. To be bold. I got to be bold. You know what I mean? I got to start thinking and saying things. That's what faith is, to speak things that's not as though they are. That's as though they are. Government, y'all time up. Y'all going to start bringing us whatever we say. They're going to start doing things right. 400 years of slaving us, taking our money and putting us in jail for being caught with stuff that grow natural for 30, 40 years, and then letting y'all people go, no time for the same crimes. All that stuff is trash. War on drugs, and y'all put it in there. Trash. 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 Anybody still sitting there scared to say it? Trash. We want the spirit of truth to be out there. Spirit and truth. The Bible said they overcame by the testimonies of the saints. And who are those dipped in the white? Those are the ones been dipped in the blood of the Lamb, and who fear not their life unto the death. You remember them people? A lot of them gone. But because that government tried to put them on pharmacia pill. Oh, that old lady crazy. She ain't crazy. She tell it how a T.I. is. She's real. So them people ended up on medicine. See, they put them on pharmacia. They tried to do that with me when I was young. Put them in speech class. Put them in anger management. Because I told you that my dad was born on Halloween, and they threw my granddad in the Mississippi River, and his name is Gator to this day because he swam through alligators, and we couldn't ever celebrate Halloween. So I'm from New York, but when we went down south, I get to see my whole family down south, and they tell me what Halloween really was and what they did down south on Halloween. It was a different set of rules when we went down south. We couldn't go in certain neighborhood because they'd hang you over there. Okay? It was different when we went down south. Up north, you became free. Frederick Douglass, once they got up north, they was free. Harriet Tubman got up north, it was free. My granddad got up north, they was free. Down south, they wasn't. So we had to learn different sets of rules. And I'm like, we put on white sheets. We did that stuff down south and thought we was going Halloween trick or treat. My dad was born on that day 80 years ago. We come in the house and with white sheets on like we was going to get candy. Man, they almost killed us. Had heart attacks. They thought that was the Ku Klux Klan doing what they did to my granddad 80 years ago. 80 years ago on Halloween, it was called, see that badge that they wear, sheriff badge? Back in the days, 100 years ago, that same badge used to say slave catcher. See? Now it says sheriff. Back 100 years ago, that same badge read slave catcher. So that's the same spirit and attitude we dealing with. Now they got the same badge. See? And I guess they're not slave catchers no more. They call themselves police. But that's when they can just pull a black man over because they think he's still a slave. Oh, you're right. Your tail light was out in the back. Woo, 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 woo. So you kill him. Oh, your tail light was out. Can you get off the car, please? Then you kill him. See? All you people that just sitting there working that kind of job where they're doing that to us, come on, man. How could you have that job? Is that money? See? If I say it's going to be hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom because y'all sold your soul. Just for a government job that paid what? What do they pay these people? $15 an hour? 20 an hour? Get a government job, you turn your back. So it's a lot of blood on your hands. A lot of blood on our hands, man. Even me. Because the Most High told me to turn up. So I'm gonna start turning up. I'm gonna start turning up. Yeah. I'm about to start turning up. I thought sometimes you be thinking in your mind that you're doing something and you're not. I thought I already was turning up. He said turn up. He wants us to turn up, man, and that's real. That's the Most High. He's saying be real. Like we said, if we want a hill, we got to start being more real. Got to start being more real. And we're going to start asking the youth. If the Bible says a child going to lead them, let's start asking the youth to stand up and start standing up for righteousness. Yeah, we need the youth to start. If all these grown uncles and all these people and pedophiles can go have sex with these little kids, then we can ask these kids to start speaking truth. To start speaking up, being loud. And that man right there tried this. He did. Come on, man. Something ain't right. Like sister said who got off of here. They're singing WAP at little kids' birthday parties. 3, 4, 5-year-old birthday parties. I saw a video the other day. It made me sick. Like she said, our sisters, the daughters of Zion, and she had 3 boys. This made me sick. The 3 boys in the back of the car. 3 boys in the back. And she jumped in this man's car, and the man, this and that, and the man must have told her, this and that. Well, long story short, she starts not sucking the man off while her boy's in the back of the truck. See, a lot of these sisters in the hood. Ain't no shame in my game. I would have got that money right then and there for my boy. You know that talk. And she did that the Bible says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. So some women, if the Most High put the spirit on somebody to come call you a female dog, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It said you don't dare call the daughters of Zion that. You get struck. But the Bible said a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. So some of y'all deserve that word. It's in the Bible. Said that's what Most High said that. So it's time to turn our people from that. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that, man. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. So it's time to start screaming, lifting my voice, being loud on everything. Because we run the world now. We run the world. Got $2 trillion. Let them know that what our money can do. They're about to shut the whole money system down anyway. So we need to start using that money and getting what we need or stop spending with them. As long as we empowering them, we telling them we happy being slaves. They're poisoning the food and we still go spend all our money on it. So we got to really kind of wake up and stop being insanity. Because that's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, looking for a different result. We got to get out of that. Let's get out of that. Just start being more real. Just to wake up and start being more real. Little kids and all. And I saw another video. sister had her 3 boys in the background, and she put her phone up. Because this internet is a drug too. It's a drug. If you still caught in your flesh, you can use it as medicine, and some people can use it as a drug. We kind of use it for medicine to heal. Some people use this thing as a drug for attention. Because she got on that thing and she had her pajamas on. They all had their pajamas on, and she had her phone on, and it was just like we using it. They're using it for Satan. She had a WAP party, and she for attention and likes, and she was doing all this and that. And before she starts stripping, I'm looking at the little boys behind her and the little girls. Guess what they doing? They doing this with their hand. They doing this. They doing this. This is what the little boys and girls. There were 3 little boys in the back and 2 girls. All of them was up under 9. The oldest boy was 8. The other boy was about 6. I think a girl was 7, and a couple little ones. But they doing this with their hand. And she just started taking all her clothes off and start twerking and going nuts to the point the boys in the background start twerking with her. So this attention thing is something else, y'all. It's crazy, man. So, I'm done on that, man. I'm sister, whatever you got, man. I gotta be done, man. I don't quench the spirit. If it's more, it's more.
No, I think you
More discernment.
topped it off.
All right, shalom, everybody, for tuning in with us. Y'all already know the host of heaven. We get on here and just try to bring that raw truth. We never went to no news channel school and broadcasting school and know how to do it all that type of way. But we get the facts out, bring that truth out. We bring that spirit out. And we come in with love, power, sound mind, and Abba Yah name, hallelujah name, in the highest praise name. That's the name we come in the highest form. So, love everybody. Just did oh man, I gotta look at a couple of these comments. I'm gonna end it. This is Kaya, that's my name. Yeah, Kaya.
Hey,
Just did a
Kaya.
study with the Watchman Reports. Kaya. Just did a study with the Watchman Reports titled "Damn It or Bless It." Speak life. This is more confirmation. Yeah. You gotta speak life. That's it. Yeah, man. That's it, man. We just, it's just true. It's just real time. It's true time. It's true time. It's time to step up and bring that power out. Okay, I already seen that. But yeah, there's a lot of comments, man. We about to be 4 hours out. This is the longest one we done did. I thought, and I know what I said to myself earlier. I was like, this is gonna be the shortest one. I'm like, so they're gonna do a short one. The doctor, he's busy, so we'll come on here and give him a quick little taste. And the spirit always make me out a lie, y'all. So I gotta apologize again. You know what I'm saying? I gotta always say in my mind, we on the Most High's time.
Absolutely.
Most High's time. So,
let him have his way.
That being said, yes. So, with that being said, I'm gonna ask everybody be blessed that tuned in with us. Have a wonderful night. Dream, prophecy, visions, write them down, and just start, hallelujah, hallelujah. If you don't know what to say, just say hallelujah and start shouting and asking the Most High, yes, just say yes. But that's what's called quicken. Just start shouting and quicken and tell the Most High, thank you for taking that from you. And walk, like Yahshua say, walk and sin no more. Once you quicken, walk and sin no more. Don't sin no more. Don't lie no more.
Walk in that.
So, love you all. Host of heaven, be blessed. We'll be tuning back in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Lord will, and we gonna walk this thing down. We better walk this thing down, y'all. Our New Year is on its way. Yeah, our real New Year is on its way. It's Exodus 2020, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Y'all better be ready.
Let's get it.
Keep them lamps full.
Keep them lamps full. Don't be caught without your light. Shine, shine, shine. City set up on a hill can't be hid. So put that light above the table. Light them up. Light them. Light up. He said, I looked to see who talked with me, and I saw 7 golden candlesticks. All right? Can they see 7 sticks shining in you? Light them all up.
Yeah.
Light them up. Get off of that. Yeah, light them things up. And we can go from glory to glory. All right?
All right. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Everybody, have a blessed night.
Good
Man, I
night.
be having a problem with getting off this thing, man. What in the world? Man, gosh. I'm out of here, man. Love everybody. Peace and blessings. Abba is our Father, the Ruach. Get it in your life. The living word. Be him. Be him. Be him. You know. Hallelujah. Be blessed, yo. One of these days, we're going to have a comedy night. Comedy.
Yeah.
Just come on here and just, no word. It's going to be hard for us not to
Yeah,
have words.
just chop it up and be real. Yeah, just
be real. We'll bring some comedy.
Personalities out. Bring them personalities out.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll talk about it. Even we might do it tomorrow or whenever. Come on here and just have some fun. And if anybody want to join us, and come on, man, righteous good time.
Mm-hmm.
Righteous good time.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it. So.
All right. Blessings, everyone. Love you much.